Talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Check, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, then find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeant is with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he off of the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty. Happy Monday to everybody out there in that YouTube land. You know, it's your boy Scotty, and you're watching Off Script, right? Listen, today is the Jackson State 2022 schedule review. Listen, the call lines are already open. All right, call lines are already open. You ain't got to wait for the white girl and everything like that. So it is what it is. If you feel how you feel about the schedule, call in. We can talk about it. All right, now listen. Shout out to y'all. You already know tonight, 7:30, the Afterglow show with me and Kofi. I might push that up until 8 because UAPB is going against the Jackson State women's game tonight at 5:30. So I might push that up until 8 because I really want to watch Zay go against Jackson State girls and UAPB women. I think on the 5-game win streak right now. So I kind of want to watch that game. So I might push it up until 8. So bear with us, all right? But I do want to definitely make sure you tune into that game, all right? Also, if you're not a member already, become a member. Do what you do, but watch my shoes. And listen, before I get into the schedule, all right, I want to make a public service announcement. All right. Because lately, in my comments it's been getting kind of crazy, man. You know, it's like I said, it's not easy being cheesy. All right, it's not easy being me. All right. So I want to have a public service announcement. All right, because I know everybody's gonna say, Scotty, you get all your views from Jackson State. Scotty, you know what I'm saying? This is so since everybody's gonna be since all my issues are usually with the Laxon State fans, okay? All the Laxon State fans are usually my problem. They're gonna be in the show. It's gonna be 200-300 people in here because Laxon State comes, you know, they lead the FCS in attendance, okay? So they're gonna attend this YouTube channel. So I want to make sure they understand everything that I'm about to say to them so they understand this is how I feel, all right? And going forward, it is what it is. So, Laxon State fans, this is what I need you to understand, okay? Going forward, and please, and if you want to share this with your friends, please share this with your friends. This is what I tell y'all. If you don't like me,
don't like what I say or do, pretty please for your sake and mine, unfollow me.
woo, that's a bar.
Unfollow me. If I make you feel some type of way,
If I make you feel some type of way,
if low key you're just here to
you just here to hate. If you
don't be
cry
in
in the
comments,
comments,
write no essay.
come on, tell them. You don't gotta watch me. I never asked for your views. Unfollow me. I don't need it. Please save me the stress. Unfollow me at any point. I don't need the subscription. I don't need it. I don't care.
Don't scroll, just
unfollow.
Before you leave on my page.
Unfollow.
Don't come back this way.
Unfollow.
Don't do what I need to.
Unfollow.
What the hell is within you?
Unfollow.
Don't care what you've been through.
Unfollow.
I need to defend you.
Unfollow
me.
Unfollow me. Okay? Unfollow. And this is my point right here. Bama's like this. Hey, unfollow me. Okay? Just unfollow me. Don't even worry about it. Just unfollow me. Okay? Just unfollow me. All right. Going into the schedule. Here we go. This is the Laxon State schedule review. Okay? This is the Laxon State schedule review. Number 1, Florida A&M. Number 2, they replaced the Tennessee Classic with the UAPB game. Number 3, Grambling Valley. They got that all-powerful, all-world Lane College. Alabama State, Bethune-Cookman, Southern, okay? I think that's at Laxon State's home. Texas Southern, okay? Alabama A&M, Alcorn, the SWAC championship if they make it. Listen. This schedule is probably one of the hardest schedules in FCS. It's probably one of the hardest schedules in FCS. Can I say that? Hey, it was 150. It was 150, Vaughn. You're not getting away with that. It was 150. It wasn't 100. We bumped it up to 150. All right. It was 150, Vaughn. Give me my money. Give me my money. You owe me 60 more buckaroos. Give me my money. Okay. It was, and that's not even $100. That's $99. That's not even $100. All right. So give me my money. Okay. So shout out to them. Listen, Laxton State, they knew they had, listen, when you get the number one player in the country, right? When you get the number one player in the country and you put a schedule like this together, you're trying to showcase talent. Okay? You're trying to showcase talent. All right? That's what, listen, when you put, there you go. There you go. There you go. All right, it's cool. I'll take that. I appreciate it, Vaughn. I'll take that. All right, nobody. I'll take that. Appreciate you. All right. So when you're trying to put a high level schedule like this together, you're trying to showcase why 5-star recruits should come to Laxton State. What other schedule can you get like this where you dominate conference play? Okay. When you put together a high level schedule like this, you're just asking for more 4- and 5-star recruits to come to Laxton State. So I'm going to ask you guys, how would you rate this schedule from a scale of 1 to 10? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this schedule? Because for me, I give it a 9. I give it a 9 because everybody going to say, Scotty, you going to... Hey. Everybody going to say, Scotty, you just going... Hey. I give this schedule a 9 because I see the vision of what Coach Prime is trying to do. Right? I see that Coach Prime is trying to get more than 4 and 5 stars by only scheduling D2 out of conference games. I understand how Coach Prime is trying to showcase how that 5-star talent is going to be when you get 5-star talent. I understand how Coach Prime is trying to do when, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to show how easy it is to dominate. That's all he's trying to do. Coach Prime is going to do what Coach Prime does, and Laxton State fans are going to do what Laxton State fans do, and they're going to come out and support. Okay, so listen, this is a money schedule, and it's a top notch. Listen, North Dakota State couldn't see this schedule. North Dakota State goes 3-9 in this schedule. Okay, I just want to be clear. Shout out to Blue. All right. Shout out to Blue, all right, because literally he knows what it is. Listen, Laxton State, you listen. I can't even listen. It's that strong. It's that strong. How strong? Too strong. How strong? Too strong. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Because listen. The only thing missing from this schedule to prove how strong Laxton State is putting Georgia on it. You put Georgia on this schedule, this is probably one of the hardest schedules in the country. That's all you needed. You add an Alabama, a Georgia, a LSU on this schedule. We're taking it to the top. Taking it to the top. Taking it to the top. All the way. We going all the way, baby. All the way to the top. So, listen. Let me explain to you. First of all, don't disrespect Lane College. A dominant Division II program, okay? Has probably won the last 3 Division II national championships, okay? So do not disrespect Lane College, okay? Lane College has by far been one of the top D programs in black college football. All right. I know people want to talk about Bowie State and Albany State. Nah, they don't ring bells like Lane College does. Okay. They don't ring bells like Lane College would. Because when you get Lane College and the way they dominate their schedules, it's just too easy. It's just too easy. So don't disrespect Lane, okay? That's because I see a lot of people here talking about like Lane College ain't out here dominating Bamas, okay? They put work out here, okay? They does work. Now they did lose the they did lose the UAPB, okay? They did lose the UAPB, but that was a slip up. That was a slip up. You know, players mess up. You know what I'm saying? They beat Clark, okay? Beat Fort Valley, okay? Beat Edward Waters, okay? Beat Texas College. Okay, you see what I'm saying? They out here putting work. Kentucky State, that was a slip up, 49-14. I heard that they didn't have a trainer that game. That's what the news is coming into me. All right, Miles College. Let's not act like Miles ain't good. Reggie Ruffin down there and them boys. They beat Tuskegee, okay? They beat Central State, okay? And the former Southern OC is down there at Benedict now, okay? So let's not act. That Arkansas Pine Bluff game was a game, okay? It got away from them at the end, 34-16, but that was a game, okay? So I want y'all to put some respect on Lane College's name. And the only reason they didn't beat Bowie State is because they didn't schedule Bowie State. Okay, so let's just make that clear. Okay, so I want to be so before you guys start the slander out here on Lane College's name, I just want to make sure you understood what was being done. Okay, so because you guys just out here talking, but I'm out here showing, what's real. Okay, I'm out here showing the facts. So you can miss me with all that, but this schedule is top notch though. This schedule is top notch. What else would you expect? What else would you expect from a Coach Prime led team other than them picking out top competition? What else would you expect? Come on, man. You got 5-star, 4-star. You got the number 1 player in the country. Why would you not put a schedule like this together? Y'all bugging. Anybody who got this schedule rated lower than a 7 is bucking. You're haters. Hey. Anybody that got this schedule lower than a 7, you're hating. Okay? I just want to be very clear. All right, so are all the Laxton State fans gone now? All the Laxton State fans gone? Because, I mean, they heard what they needed to hear. Did y'all hear what y'all needed to hear? Okay, all right, let's get to the real. This shit is whack, bro. This is trash. Like, who are you supposed to be? This is my issue with all you coach. Well, they left now. They gone now. So we good. We they only stay on for about 5 or 10 minutes. They want to hear what they're gonna hear and they're gonna go about their day. So all the rest of y'all know, I'm assuming y'all football fans. This is trash, bro. This shit is this is elementary school football. You don't care about competition. I don't give a damn. You don't care about competition. This shit's trash. This shit is so trash. Like, you don't care about competition. And then you replace the Tennessee State game with UAPB. Really? That's 2. You got 3 cupcakes on here. You legit got 3 cupcakes on here. UAPB, Lane College, and that's not you got 2 cupcakes, just like Southern. You got 2 cupcakes. Bethune-Cookman, I can call. I won't give Bethune-Cookman a cupcake game, but UAPB and Lane College, those are cupcake games. They cupcake games. That is what it is. But this is just trash, bro. This is trash. Like, where's the competition? You got Alcorn State playing Stephen F. Austin. You got Alabama A&M playing UAB. You got Grambling playing Arkansas State. You have all these other programs going out to try to compete, and you come up with this foolishness. This is straight foolishness, and nobody's gonna say shit about it because y'all all scary. You're going to hear Jeff Lightly come on here. He going to talk about, how good this schedule is. You're going to hear CFL come on here, and he going to talk about how they going to dominate. Bro, but you're not going to talk about how this shit is whack. It's weak. Where's if Alabama did some shit like this, nobody will respect that program. And I know SEC football is all world, and I get it. I understand it. I get it. But if they scheduled a schedule this week, come on, bro. How could you name yourself a top anything? How could you name yourself top anything? And then you go into then you want to rant and rave about how you have the #1 recruiting class in FCS and don't want to play nobody. You don't want to play nobody. What type of shit is that? But you want to come on here, chains and glossy floss and all this crap. Oh, we got this player. Oh, we got this player. This Power 5 drop down. This Power 5 drop down. And this the shit you making? And you're supposed to be on ESPN. Everybody wants to see you and you don't want to play nobody. You don't want to play nobody. This shit is crazy. Crazy. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. But you will sit back and talk about how, listen, if your son is that good, have him play up. If your son is that freaking good, have his ass play up. If your defense is that freaking good, go have him play up. Everybody else is doing it, and they're not supposed to have half the talent you have. They're not supposed to tell them half the talent you have. You're supposed to be the premier program in the SWAC, which everybody's talking about. Laxton State this, Laxton State that. But at the end of the day, y'all niggas don't want to play nobody. Nobody? This what you want to do? You gonna take Tennessee State out to put UAPB? Granted, it's for money. We all know what that is. Then you go put Lane College for homecoming? Okay. But everybody else is SWAC opponents. Everybody else is a SWAC opponent. Listen, if you wanted to play ULM again, I would have absolutely loved the rematch with ULM. Absolutely loved it. I think that would have been probably I think that game alone would have been worth the wait of this weak ass schedule. If you just would have did ULM a rematch, I would have been like, hell yeah. I want to see that. They got a new offense. They coming back with the same players. They a year older. They ready. I would have took that. That's not a rematch 2 years, nigga. That's not a rematch 2 years later. I don't care about that shit 2 years later. I don't care about that. You can jump out the Tennessee Classic. You can jump out the Southern Heritage Classic and jump your ass into a UAPB game, but you won't reschedule ULM. That shit's weak. That's weak. That ain't a rematch 2 years later. What kind of crap is that? Oh, we got him on the schedule 2024. And that's not the point, man. That's not the point. So listen, man, y'all can talk about what y'all gonna do with this schedule. I don't care how die-hard of a fan of Laxton State you are. You should be disappointed that you don't have one FCS. Listen to what I'm okay. Listen, Linda. Listen. You don't have one FCS opponent outside your freaking conference. That is trash. Say it with me. La basura is trash. Trash. Hey, Carter, you lie. Talk to me.
Man, this is the shittiest schedule I've ever seen, man. That's why I say Jackson State won't win the fucking SWAC. Grambling going with theirs, Alabama going with theirs, and they won't win, bro, because they ain't playing no fucking body. That's why they got started in the fucking celebration, bro, because South Carolina State, they played some fucking body. So they was ready to play during the tough times, bro. This shit is ridiculous, man. All the fucking talent JSU got, I just don't fucking understand, bro. I'm gone, man.
Appreciate it, Eno. Hey, Carter, you lie. Talk to me.
Hey, man. I'm disappointed, and I didn't even go to Jackson State. I'm like, they definitely, I mean, you understand UPB, UAPB, okay, that's a business decision. Even Grambling, I think Grambling's going to be better than what people think. that's a business decision. But Lane College, nah. Like if they could have, I mean, and I don't know scheduling, but I feel like they could have found anybody, not anybody, because they probably wanted a home game because they're on the road a lot, but they definitely could have found somebody else. Like, they could have paid somebody to come to Jackson. I don't know how many people want to come to Jackson, but I have a problem with the Lane College. UAPB, we know that's a business decision, and we know Gramblin's a business decision. But you want to challenge your team. Like, I mean, everybody say what they want to do about A&T. We challenge ourselves when it's out of conference. So that's the problem I have. I have a problem with Lane College because they could have found, I mean, it's a bunch of FCS programs within probably a 90-mile radius who would have took the bag to come.
Easy.
So that's a problem. Like I said, that's a big problem. I mean, Ivy Grant, a lot of folks don't want to come to Jackson. I get it. They making enough money where, an extra $50K, maybe an extra $100K would have got. I mean, McNeese is right down the street. Like, don't tell me not one FCS college wouldn't have came to Jackson. Like, I find that hard to believe.
I do too.
Deion has too much weight not to get one.
Hey man, appreciate the call though, Dre.
Okay.
All right, man. Hey, caller, you live? Talk to me.
Hello?
Yeah, you live? Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, my name is Courtney. I'm from Kansas.
Talk to me.
I think Alabama A&M probably got the toughest schedule in the SWAC.
By far.
I think that they have UAB,
by far,
Troy, and Austin Peay the first 3 games of the season. Then they play Florida A&M. I think Coach Maynard must be real confident in the team he got to schedule 3 good teams like that, 3 weeks in a row, and then to start the SWAC schedule. I don't know what Deion is doing, because I can understand not playing a Power 5 SEC school, a Big Ten school, but at least challenge yourself for a middle of the road FBS team. No, halfway decent. Then got to be a bottom of a barrel New Mexico State team, but the Troy's, the UABs, Memphis or something like that.
Absolutely,
that should be reasonable.
Absolutely.
Instead of playing a Lane. Where is Lane College at? You know where is it?
Philadelphia, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
They don't even have any decent football schools in Philadelphia besides Penn State and Pittsburgh. The other ones, they ain't no good. But I guess might be paying this resume to get somewhere else. I don't know.
It's in Tennessee.
He look good. The win and loss column. That's the only thing I can think of. That's all I wanted.
Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate the call.
All right.
Hey, caller, you live? Talk to me.
Yo, Scott, this is Reese.
What's up, Reese? Talk to me.
Man, I wanted to address something people saying in the comments. Jackson State not going undefeated. And I got 500 on that. If anybody in the chat that think they going undefeated, you can bet me on that 500. Put your money where your mouth is, or just shut the fuck up. No cap. Cause them niggas is not going undefeated, bro. That shit is over with. Y'all gonna be lame. What did the damn do? But y'all not finna run to the SWAC again. That shit is over with, bro. After y'all got so drugged by South Carolina State, bro, that shit finna happen again in the SWAC. Y'all can kill that foolishness, bro.
Oh man, I like the hostility. Make sure you keep that energy in the chat, and make sure you put your Cash App out there, put your phone number, something, so people can they want to make those bets. I think people will take you up on that bet.
Yeah, shit. They ain't got to do in the chat. They can call in, because I don't do all that rah shit in the chat, bro. Call in.
All right, tell them to call in though. Tell whoever wants to make the bet. Is you doing one bet? You doing one bet? A 500?
Yeah, I can do one.
All right, yeah. So tell them to call in. All right, so anybody want to make that bet with my man Reese? Go ahead and call in, and I'll set that up next time. All right, so I appreciate the call, Reese. Be by your phone, because Bama's gonna call in and check you on that bet. Be by your phone.
All right.
All right, peace.
I'm right here.
All right. Hey, listen, if you want to make that bet with Reese, all right, if you want to make that 500 bet with Reese, put your last 4 in the chat, right? First come, first serve. Put your last 4 in the chat and call in, and we'll make that bet on the phone. All right, I'll take that.
All in.
Hey, what's up, TG? Talk to me.
What up, Bear?
What's good?
Man, I think this is coming from a J-State fan, bro. I think this junk, it ain't what's up, bro. I'm gonna just keep it real. Mainly because, you know, all the hype about J-State, and I'm gonna still be a J-State fan. But, you know, I'm with you on, you know, we ain't playing nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're gonna run a table. I really don't, because even some of these schools have beat up and, you know what I'm saying, and gotten some more people in here and there. It ain't just like it ain't gonna be last year. But if we are so fortunate to go to the SWAC, if we win the SWAC, you know what I'm saying, I guess that's the only way we're gonna be tested to see who we play in the SWAC MEAC Challenge. I just feel like we need to do better than this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we playing SWAC. I mean, we in the SWAC, whatever. We need to play some out of, you know, some people who worth something to play if you're trying to test all this extra talent you got in. If you're really trying to test and see what you got, you need to play somebody. Like,
that's fair. That's facts.
It just ain't was it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just letting you know from me. You know, I don't know about these other people talking about we're gonna run the table. I don't think we're gonna run the table. If we are fortunate enough to run the table, okay, cool. We still gotta win a Celebration Bowl. Like none of this don't mean nothing to me unless we win a Celebration Bowl. And if we win a Celebration Bowl next year, I need some other people for us to play, man. We need to be able to match up with some other people to say, hey, we the best. We done played these people, and either, you know, it's been a tight game or we beat them, to be able to say, hey, look, J-State, we doing our thing over here. But right now, this trash.
Hey, appreciate the call, TG. Hey, appreciate it, man.
All right.
Hey, listen, if you want to make that bet with Reese, okay, so I see a 6435. Let me see it. There's 6435. Let me see. If you're in the chat to make the bet with Reese, give me your last 4. All right. If you just called in, I see a 643. If you're in here to make the bet with Reese, put your last 4 in the chat. All right. So I know that you're trying to make that bet. All right. So let me know. Hey, what's up, Mr. John? Talk to me.
What's going on, Scotty? I just saw the schedule just now, and I'm sorry, but this is embarrassing. I mean, this reminds me of the Zeke Cross and Power 2 Ghost of schedule when it comes to like being 23 years old, playing against 18, 19-year-old kids and trying to get cheap wins. I mean, seriously, you have 11 games, 2 quote-unquote out-of-conference SWAC teams, and a D2 school for homecoming. These are the same people talking about we need to be more respected. We got a ranking. We need to be higher up. When you play stuff like this and garbage like this tells me that someone is afraid of competition. This tells me that someone is afraid of seeing how good they actually are, because I think that the South Carolina State game exposed them in terms of, okay, you're very, very good at playing your sandbox. But then when you play someone who's a little bit different than you, from a different conference, you're afraid of getting embarrassed and taken to the woodshed. This schedule screams someone who is afraid of challenging themselves, because they're trying to see how good are you really. Because I guarantee you, the Prime Hive or Primates, wherever they call them, they're going to be screaming at the end of the season and say, okay, well, we need more respect. We should have these All-Americans, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when you have a chance to challenge yourself and play someone else outside, you run. This seems you're scared. This tells me you're afraid. And I hate to go there about this, Scotty, because I really don't like doing this. But this is why the SWAC gets the jokes. It gets cracked down sometimes because of stuff like this here.
Yeah. We
got to stop doing this stuff. I mean, seriously, this is embarrassing. And they should be ashamed of themselves for this. This is trash. But that's what you're going to see is folks are going to say, oh, well, Deion's going to be this great person, this great coach. You're going to have a chance to go 11-0. Yes. And then when you bring up like you play no one, you're going to say, oh, you just hate. No, look at what you have here. I mean, this screams, I'm scared.
Got you.
And you're afraid.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what it screams. It's exactly what it screams.
Oh, man. I mean, I really don't have anything else to say to this. I mean, dude, this is really kind of pathetic. This really is. This screams, I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want my pride. I don't want my brand to take a hit. So let me step the deck. Let me play. Let me use the all Madden stuff. Let me continue to make the videos. Let me try to push everything I'm doing. We don't have to challenge yourselves. And don't give me this whole, some people say, okay, well, it takes 4 to 5 years out to schedule people. No, it doesn't. That's an excuse we're giving because we don't want to test ourselves to see how strong we are. I guarantee that did not take 4 to 5 years to get Alabama A&M and Baylor to put Austin Peay on the schedule at home.
Exactly.
I guarantee you it didn't. I guarantee you that it didn't take 4 to 5 years for Grambling to put Northwestern game in Shreveport. I guarantee you it didn't take 4 to 5 years for Bethune-Cookman to put Tennessee State on the schedule. That didn't take that long. People are just afraid. I just wish they'd admit it. And stop trying to put yourselves off of some kind of renaissance, some sort of like taking over. So you're not taking over anything. The only thing you're taking over is the kiddie table because you're afraid to sit where the adults play.
Hey, appreciate the call, Mr. John. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yo, he was hitting some bars on that one. Hey, let me see. All right, Reese, I got you coming on. And all right. Hey, Baker, you on here?
Man, I'm on it.
All right, Reese, you on here?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, hey, Becky, you got 500 on it?
500.
500? Okay, so I got you. I got both y'all numbers. I'm gonna text you all. I'm gonna text you all each other's number.
Text? No. I'm on my. I had to call in from my house phone because I'm
a house phone.
My
This nigga got a house phone. I know you ain't got 500. Hell no.
This my grandma shit. This my grandma shit. But
all right, hey, you got me on Instagram?
Oh yeah. Hold on, do it? I don't, but I can right now.
Hey, offscript_TV. And message me your cell number, and I'll shoot it over to Reese, and y'all can make that work.
Hold on,
bet it up.
Offscript what?
_TV.
All right, bet. All right, I just hit you.
All right, too easy. I'm gonna send it over to you in a little bit after the show, Reese. All right, I'm gonna send both of you guys stuff over after the show.
All right, bet.
All right, Brett. All right, too easy. See how easy that was? That's nice and I like that. Nice and smooth, man. Nice and smooth. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty. I just wanted to ask you, like, besides Florida A&M, who do you give and Alabama A&M if they get a quarterback, right? Who do you give a fighting chance on this?
Honestly, I give a lot of teams a fighting chance to win. FAM, Graham, Valley, Southern.
I said besides Florida A&M because I give them a fighting chance.
Yeah,
and Alabama
Texas Southern, A&M, Alcorn. Listen. I'm not listen. All the teams have came up in talent. So I'm not going to say that it's not a cupcake schedule. It's just a schedule.
I'm not saying they're going to blow everybody out, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't know. There's a lot of questions that these teams had to answer, and you don't know if they did that. Right?
But you don't know if Laxton State did the same thing. So what are you talking about? Their O-line was the worst part of the secondary is bad and the O-line was bad. So, you know what I'm saying? You can say you have a lot of recruits, but that doesn't mean they're going to play well. You can say Travis Hunter is all, but that doesn't mean he's going to be great in college. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that everything is fixed on Laxton State part. What I'm saying is we would have liked to see them play against out of conference competition. UIW, McNeese.
I have one more question.
What's up?
Because that is a great point. Playing TSU would not fix this schedule.
No, it wouldn't have. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't have.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have.
So I don't even see the point of why you took that off the schedule. That does not fix anything.
Yeah. Tennessee State wouldn't have made this any better either. It really wouldn't have. It would have been like people would have been like, "Well, Scotty, there goes our out of conference FCS game." You're like, "Yo, whatever, okay, all right, whatever."
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Come on, that's basically a SWAC team in waiting. What are we talking What are we doing?
Hold on. Are you the Benedict boy?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Oh no, you don't, man. Hell no, bro.
I'm a supporter of Jackson State.
Oh my God! Didn't JB cook you already? JB already cooked you, Mr. Benedict.
What did he cook me on?
He cooked you. You was talking about Laxton State, and he came in, called in, and legitimately fried you over the air, Mr. Benedict.
On what? On what?
The fact that you can't talk because your school is Benedict.
Okay, what does Benedict have to do with me liking Jackson State? What does that have to do with that?
No, it didn't have a problem with you liking Jackson State. He had a problem with you talking bad about Laxton State. That's what he had a problem with.
Okay, but still, like, what does Benedict have to do with Jackson State's problem? That's what I didn't get about
like
him.
he said, on Laxton State, State's worst. Listen, if Laxton State would have replaced you at Lane College, you would be getting your butt dusted as well. So on your best day, he's saying you can't see Laxton State. So why are you talking?
But the point was, I like Jackson State. I don't know if I would have never said I went to Benedict College. What point would he have had?
Bro, you know what? That's a good point. That is a good point. That is a good point. But you said it though. But you said it though. But you said it though. Hey man, I gotta let you go. There's a lot of callers on. But you said it though. But hey, shout out to you, boy. Hey, what's up, B? Talk to me.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, Mr. Tampa? Talk to me.
I have never in my life seen a more hurt you and could never help you schedule.
Ooh,
ever.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
Because let's say they are dominant and they run through the SWAC. Let's say they even run through the SWAC and win the Celebration Bowl. So what? In the words of the famous coach, you are who we thought you were.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take one L, just one,
it's a blemish. It's a big blemish. It's a big blemish.
Explain it, because you can't say you were beat up. You can't say you were challenged outside of your own conference. And I think that their fan base is asleep if they think that FAMU, Grambling, if they were. They're at Valley?
No. Valley comes to Laxton State.
No, Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Valley's going. So, Southern may have a chip on their shoulder. A&M and Alcorn. All these are potential. So nobody's going to sleep on you. And if you just take one L, you're done. Nobody's going to want to hear anything you say if you don't run the table.
That's fair. That's fair.
And if you run the table, so what?
I like what you said. It's the what you said is the most schedule that it won't help you, but it'll hurt you.
Yeah, it won't help you, but it'll hurt you.
Hey, that's real. Hey, appreciate the call, Mr. Bobby.
Yo, man.
All right, man.
Beaver.
Hey, man, I got it.
Hey, that's real.
Hey, I got it, man. It's your first time calling in, P?
Yeah, this is my first time calling in.
All right, I got it. I had to make sure I get you on. Go ahead, talk to me.
Okay, so I'm just gonna break it down a little bit of much of what I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got an 8-game SWAC schedule mandate, right?
Yep.
So all the teams that we played last year, we had to return the favor this year.
That's fact.
So there you go. So you got 11 games total. So you got Grambling for your out of conference. That makes 9 that everybody wanted to see. You got UAPB that the SWAC has did. That makes 10. Then what's left is 1 out of conference, which is homecoming. Everybody else have done their schedule. So you don't have, you want to play a cupcake team for homecoming. Let's be real. Unless you're going to be like PV versus Southern last year. So that makes 11. So I would say, even though people don't like the schedule, you kind of could figure out what the schedule is going to be this year. So that makes 11. Sucky schedule, but it is what it is.
I mean, as long as you listen, You say, listen, at the end of it, you put a bow on it. You put a nice, pretty bow. Sucky schedule, but it is what it is. Like that's it. That's facts. I mean, we get it. Listen, we understand. You know what I'm saying? Like you're absolutely right. The Grambling game was going to have to happen because of Hugh and Dion first year. Okay, cool. We get it. We get it. But I'm just saying. Listen, I don't know. You know, listen, it sucks. It just, so okay, let me go.
I just wanted people to understand a little bit more. That's all I'm saying.
So let's push it to next year, right? Let's push it to 2023. Okay. Let's go there. So Grambling falls off. You get another sucky, you get another sucky team for your homecoming. You got to play Southern for the SWAC Classic. That what we doing then? You know, you only got one out of conference game. What we doing it? Because this, to me, that's where you see where Laxton State wants to go with it. If you go with a if you go with an Austin P for that one game, you go for a UIW, you go for a high level FCS team. Cool. People, we understand you're locked into two games that you just can get out of, especially with the SWAC, with the SWAC Classic now. But it's when you schedule Texas State.
Hey, some of these deals also was in place beforehand. So like I said, I'm not gonna speak on next year because it's up in the air with next year. But this year's schedule, you kind of knew what it was going to be because you have to do an 8-game SWAC mandate schedule, which leaves only 3 schools of an out of conference. If you wanted to play Grambling, that has to be out of conference. That's, like I said, 9. Then you got 10 for UAPB for out of conference, which the SWAC forced on Jackson State. And then it's only left 1 out of conference game.
I wouldn't
and you're not going to play nobody for it. I mean, you're going to play a cupcake team for homecoming. Let's be real. Everybody in the SWAC has played. Is going to play a cupcake team for homecoming. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, okay. All right. That's fair.
All right then.
All right, appreciate it. Okay. No, appreciate the call in, Paris. I know you be in the comments, but appreciate you calling in.
No problem.
All right. If I'm being honest, like legit honest, who would I want if 2023, because we know the schedule is locked in, I would rather them play a top level FCS team before they play the FBS team. If I'm being 100% real with you, all the way a buck, I would rather them play South Dakota State, what else? I mean, a lot of these guys are moving up. A UIW, what else? Who else we got? James Madison's moving up. Montana State. Like, I would rather them play a really high-level FCS team than an FBS team. Because in the FBS team, you're always going to have the out of their FBS team. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I'll take it JSU, but they got the home and home with Alabama A&M, so they're not going to have that. A Kennesaw State, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Like I would be okay with that because you don't have an out, right? Laxton State fans are going to be good. If you lose to Texas State, you know what the out is? They were FBS. I don't want you to have an out. You have all this competition. I don't want you to have an out. Go play a top-level FCS team. You got a top-level FCS roster. You got the #1 FCS recruiting class. Go play a top FCS team. I don't care, because the FBS team, you could always say, oh, they were FBS. They got 85 scholarships. We got 63 scholarships. Scotty, what are we supposed to do? I don't give a damn. I don't care about all that. That's your out, whatever. They got 20 more players than us, Scotty. What are we going to do? I don't give a damn. So go play a top level FCS team, and then let's see how y'all match up with that. I would prefer that. That's just me personally. Hey, what's up, Q? Talk to me. Quint. Q. All right. Gotta let you go, my boy. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Yo, Scotty, you don't understand the schedule, man. I worked for Jackson State back in the day. When you set a schedule, man, your schedule's already made out to the SWAC. the SWAC you set up with 8 games. You hear me?
I'm listening.
Your schedule's made up of 8 games. Because I came out of Jackson State. I used to be a football trainer. You just can't go and schedule all these people like that. You got to schedule all your SWAC school first. And you when they make that schedule out, man, it's like 2 to 3 years. The schedule with Tennessee State is all about money, man.
Yeah,
you just can't do that.
Listen. It's nothing you don't. What you're saying is nothing new. It's not nothing new, right? What I'm saying is why weren't you guys putting Bama's on your schedule? Why are you not scheduling?
You can't put Dallas on your schedule, Scotty. I come out of Jackson State as a trainer. You can't do that.
You can't. So Alabama A&M can't put Austin P on their schedule. They can't do that.
I don't know anything about Alabama A&M. No.
It's a SWAC school. So I'm asking because it's all SWAC schedules. They got a SWAC schedule, right? Are they not a SWAC school? They don't got a SWAC schedule.
Yeah, they have a SWAC schedule.
Oh, okay.
They just joined the SWAC.
They got a SWAC schedule. Okay, so let's get that very clear. So they got to schedule 8 games, correct? Yes or no?
Yeah, since they joined the conference, they got to schedule 8 games.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so they got their 8 games, but they got a home and home with Austin P. So how did they make? Because that's only 1 game. All I'm asking is for 1 game because I understand that you're now in the.
You got it. You can't do that, man.
How can I not? Hold on. Go ahead. Finish your point.
Okay, you can't do that. You say, this schedule ain't college. Everybody's schedule little ranking thing schools. Not all Jackson State. You got all these power schools setting schools too. So don't put Jackson State in that category. I know you don't care for them, but just don't put them in that category.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question. Listen to me very carefully. I'm going to ask you a question.
Listening. Go ahead.
You have 1 open schedule, right? Because you have the SWAC Classic, you have the cupcake team you're going to do for homecoming. So you have 1 out of conference schedule. Are you listening to me? Right?
I'm listening.
So instead of scheduling a Texas State, which is an FBS school, once again, congratulations. I'm asking for a high level FCS team. Could you not have scheduled for that 1 game an FCS home and home schedule? That is a yes or no.
Okay. Can I get your answer?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you the answer.
Go ahead.
Okay, you got to realize what their schedules are. You just can't schedule people like that. You don't make schedules up like that. You got to realize what the other college schedules are.
Sir.
So they might not have no openings.
Sir. When I'm at, listen. I'm saying, could you not have found so you're telling me there's no possible way you, Laxton State, could not have found an FCS opponent that was a top 20, top 30 school to play in the FCS instead of a Texas State? That is a yes or no question.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that insight. Thank you so much for that insight.
You can't do it. The schedules everybody got to turn their schedule around. All the colleges got to make sure that you can't just schedule like that.
No, I get it. Listen, man, I appreciate you calling in and representing your school and the faction that you do with the passion that you do. I appreciate that. I also appreciate your insight because without you, we wouldn't have understood that. So thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Scotty. You're doing a good job, man. Keep the work up.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. What's up? Can you talk to me?
Hey, what's good, my guy? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool, man. You know what? I'm at the ass end of this conversation, but 1 second. So yeah, is this their whole schedule? I mean,
what other schedule's gonna be, Q?
There's only SWAC teams here, man. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, okay, well hold on. Let me pause. I understand the schedule. As someone who understands the money and the business side of athletic directing, I understand the schedule because this is a SWAC equivalent of the Baylor build-up schedule. So for those who don't know, there was a time where Baylor Bears were the absolutely hot trash garbage of the Big 12, and they were the only basically they were the last team to get into the Big 12 when SWC broke up. So what they're doing is, you schedule cupcake teams, and you build that, I guess, the record. You build your record, you get your fan base excited. Only reason why they have SWAC teams, because one, those buildings are not going to pay for themselves. The ticket sales generated from those SWAC teams will help their fund tremendously. I mean, as a football fan, I don't like it. But as a fan of the SWAC, I understand it. And that's my insight on it. But
I like that. That's a great way to look at it. That's a great way to look at it. Yeah, and I think that's me, right? So listen, I talked to Mr. Campbell offline, and we and him go at it all the time. He's a businessman. I'm a pure footballist, right? Competition. To me, I believe competition brings money. He believes I'm not going to give up money to go play a game that I don't know is going to make money. You get what I'm saying? So we always have that debate. So I believe that a great game outside, a great competition would bring in money for you. But Mr. Campbell would say, why am I going to go find that game where I can make that money in games I already know that people are going to attend and go to? So we have that debate all the time.
Okay, so that's a good debate to have, but you have to understand there's two different sides of that debate. The Mr. Campbell is 100% right. Here in the HBC world, if you look at the difference between having a HBCU competition or a SWAC competitor come to the attendance in there, it is 3 to 4 times more than having a PWI, which is usually your higher competition at this moment in time, Ohio Valley team or or NDSU, because people like to throw that name out there. That's a different type of competition, money scheme, because people, if you have 2 bands come out and you got your fan base, your alumni fan base from some of these other universities coming out to your venue, you're going to get more revenue for those games. Now, if you go to 3 or 4 years from now, yes, with Jackson State, I think that's year 3 or 4. Then you start scheduling these higher competitions because you have that clout. You should have a good record for at least 4 years. And now you get that exposure, and you get those games from outside of the SWAC or HBCUs, and you get that high exposure that you're talking about.
I'm gonna say this. I gotta let you go because a lot of callers, but this is my thing, because a lot of people say, well, when we play white schools, the viewership goes down. You might not go to the game. Okay, so the right game, I don't care what anybody says on here, is going to bring odds. The right game is going. You can't just play any old school. You can't go play like playing Southeast Louisiana. That's not going to bring any names. But if you go play a Montana State, a North Dakota State, a South Dakota State, a Sam Houston, like those names that ring bells in FCS, I don't care what anybody in this chat says. That game brings sponsors. It brings ESPN to the table. And we're not talking about ESPN3. We're not talking about ESPN Plus. We're talking about ESPN. It brings those Bamas to the table. And now you're talking about some serious eyes on. So that's my only issue. If you want to play low-level FCS, I don't care. I just want to see a conference game. But a great game, a great competition brings eyes. I do not care what anybody says on that, because at the end of the day, fans, let me say this. And I'm gonna let you go after this, and you can respond, Q, and I'm gonna let you go. Okay, it's always a hypothetical with this, but I'm gonna say this: if JSU fans played North Dakota State, those fans Laxton State fans are going to chalk trash all the way up to that game, because you're going against a big dog. You know what I'm saying? You got the best FCS recruiting class. You got Prime, you got Shiloh, you got Shador. They got all the white boys that they got. You know what I'm saying? that game is a headliner. I don't care how many black people talk about, we don't want to play white people. That's a lie. You play that game, it's going to sell out. I don't care. I believe that in the bottom of my soul, that game would sell out because of how big the names are in that game, in the pure football competition. Now, let me tell you this. If Laxton State gets ran through, that game will never mean as much ever again. You get what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that. So if you get ran through, if they beat you 35-7, that game will never mean as much as it did as the hype. You know what I'm saying? But that's my thing, Q. You can respond, and I gotta let you go.
All right. Yeah, cool. Quick response. You just made my point without making my point. Everything that you just said is a year 4, year 5 transition fan. They're only in year 2. So FCS, like a Montana State, that does not bring eyes to the table as of here yet. Because that storyline has to build up, and that storyline has not built up yet. That's all I have to say.
I appreciate it, Q.
All right, man.
All right. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Perry? Talk to me.
What's up with you?
What's up, man? Listen, don't come over here trying to bash Laxton State schedule because we already know your Southern schedule is trash. So this is trash.
Wait.
That Southern schedule is trash.
You're not even going in that direction.
I'm just saying.
You're not even going in that direction.
I'm just saying. I want to be fair. All right, I'm gonna be fair. That schedule is god awful. Okay, but go ahead.
Man, you didn't have to do me like that. You could have just let me first say, "Hey, man, how you doing? How your day going?"
I just want to start it off the right way. But go ahead, Pete.
I was gonna say I actually like the schedule. You know, I know it'll be to a surprise to a lot of people, but I think for Jackson, it's worth the money. I mean, you got the Florida A&M game in Miami that was already put in place. That showed a lot of potential. Then you move away from the Tennessee State game in the Southern Heritage, and you got UAPB in Birmingham. And I think everybody now, once you heard from the commissioner and you saw what the city of Birmingham was willing to do, I think a lot of people at this point realized financially that was a great decision. In year 1, of course, with UAPB, there's not much wiggle room because you see is UAPB, but at the end of the day, you're going to walk away with a lot of money from that game. I think for the Grambling game, because when you look at this schedule, there was only 3 spots, it seems, for non-conference opponents.
Mm-hmm.
The UAPB game, the Grambling game, and the homecoming game. Where the UAPB game, regardless, you played that game specifically to go get the money from Birmingham instead of having to go schedule an FBS opponent that week. And I think that's where you would have wanted that ULM game or any big-time opponent. And for Jackson, they said, hey, we don't have to go schedule no big team. Well, we can go get this same amount of money and more in Birmingham. So I understand the idea of why doing it. Yes, because it's UAPB is not eye-popping, but at the end of the day, they're going to get the same money instead of having to go play that FBS team that I think you probably would have wanted them to go do. Then the Grambling game, that is another non-conference game. And although it is a SWAC opponent, 2 weeks in a row is non-conference. Everybody's going to want to see Hugh Jackson in that recruiting class that he has versus Jackson State in a recruiting class that they're bringing.
Facts.
Plus it's Hugh Jackson versus Deion Sanders. And what better way? Remember, in Deion Sanders' contract, he gets money from the attendance. This game is going to be highly attended between Jackson State and Grambling. Plus, it is a rivalry game, and the last time they played over in the hole at Grambling. That was one of Deion's first key SWAC victories. And it was the first time Jackson State had won at Grambling in a long time. So to now bring Grambling into Jackson, Mississippi, that's going to be a huge game.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, everybody wants somebody that you can beat for homecoming. There's not many schools that's going to schedule, especially in the SWAC, that's going to schedule, if it's not another conference opponent, you're not going to schedule a non-conference FCS opponent for your homecoming. And that's just the nature of the business. You know, you want that easy dub. And Lane College fell into that position. So when you look at those 3 spots, you're going to make your money. And this schedule is not about the competition for me. This schedule is about the money. They're going to make money in Miami. They're going to make money in Birmingham. They're going to make money at home for the W.C. Gordon Classic against Grambling. They're going to make money for the rest of those games, especially when Southern comes to town. And then you got the Alabama A&M game, I believe, is going to be in Mobile for the Gulf Coast Classic or, you know, whatever the name of that is, Gulf Coast Challenge or whatever. So this schedule isn't about the talent, I think, that you want to see them play against this year. I think this schedule is more about the money that they can make. And Jackson State was in a position to where they can make money from that UAPB Grambling game. And of course, you got a cupcake for homecoming. Most teams schedule, if it's not a conference game, you're going to schedule a cupcake for homecoming. So it really wasn't much wiggle room. I think the only spot where the wiggle room probably could have came was the UAPB Grambling game. Of course, the out-of-conference game would have been Southern Heritage against Tennessee State that same weekend as UAPB. And during that week of Grambling, they could have went and scheduled someone big or whoever, but you can't miss out on the opportunity of Hugh Jackson versus Dion and the money that that's going to bring to not only Jackson State, but the city of Jackson. So I actually like the schedule. I know it's not appealing to many because it is an all HBCU schedule, but at some point we got to put some leverage and respect on us. FAMU is not a sorry team. We don't know what to expect from Grambling, but when you look at the recruits they're bringing in and the head coach, you will hope that you see significant improvements in Grambling. And of course, I think across the board, you're going to see a little bit better competition, but I don't think to slander this schedule is the right thing to do, but I think it has Jackson State in a position to make a lot of money. And for this schedule in 2022, I'm not a Jackson State fan, but it looked like they're in a position to make some money. And I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I mean, but we all understood what the schedule was. I just don't like it. I mean, it's just a simple fact. It's whack. Like it's just whack. Like Southern's is whack. Because in this one's whack. Like these two, like the two premier programs in your schedule have a freaking horrible schedule because you're not increased. Like this is my thing, man. Like it's funny to me. It's funny to me how people say this, right? You got Laxton State fans talking about they can compete with anybody, but you don't want to go play anybody, right? So now your conference. The conference gets looked at as a certain way because if the teams that are scheduling, your best team is not scheduling out of conference games. Your second, I'll say Southern's the second best team, maybe FAM or however you want to place it. They're not scheduled. So you're depending on FAM, A&M to win out of conference games to boost the credibility of your conference. Like, I get the fact of the matter is everybody in the conference will say, hey, our conference is shit. But nobody out of conference, which of course y'all don't care about out of conference games. Let's be real, you don't. So it is what it is. So the football purist in me is like, wow, like y'all really just gonna sit here and just beat up on each other in the block. But y'all like, well, we making money on this block. And I get it, but like I said, the football purist in me, it bothers me because you don't want to go play anybody. But you want to brag about having the best recruiting class and all this, but you don't want to go play anybody. Make that make sense. It just don't make sense. And then people talk about 2 years. The 2 years down the line, your senior year, you gonna go play ULM? That's what you gonna do? You done built this whole class for Shador's senior year. And what you gonna do in your senior year? You're gonna go play ULM? Miss me with that. That makes no sense. It doesn't.
I just think the 2022 schedule set up financially. Maybe 2023, 2024, I'm not sure, but you know, I'm with you. I like to schedule the non-conference opponents and win. I love that. You know, we already know what to expect when you get into conference playing these opponents. That was one of the issues Southern fans had with Dawson Odoms here, where they said we won the games we knew we were supposed to win as he constantly beat the teams in the conference. It was when he went against the Northwestern States, the McNeese, where how come we couldn't pull those victories out and fans wanted those. And at the time, FAMU wasn't in the swag, but then we lost to FAMU on the road in Tallahassee. So fans do respect the idea of playing non-conference games. Don't take that away from us. We do, but I think in the grand scheme of things, in the position that we are, although competition is good and I want the competition, if the money presents itself, we got to take the money. And in this situation, I think for Jackson, I think in this situation, they couldn't miss out on this Birmingham money, regardless of who the opponent was going to be. They couldn't miss out on the opportunity to bring in Hugh Jackson and Dion. You know how much exposure? Yeah, I know you want the competition, but you know how much exposure, how many eyes are going to be on that game of seeing former NFL head coach and now NFL Hall of Famer, you know, playing each other and going against each other. The only spot I will put the question mark is homecoming, but at the end of the day, I get what the homecoming is all about. That's a dub you want for your fans to have a good time and going on about your business. And I'm just looking at this schedule. To me, it makes sense, but I understand what people are saying. Hey, you got all this talent, go play somebody. Maybe 2023 and 2024. Yeah, it's down the line, but right now this makes more sense because remember, we are institutions in position to make money. And if we can make money without having to go play the FBS teams, then by all means go do it. Everybody doesn't have to do like Alabama A&M and go schedule the Troys and UABs. Their fan bases aren't lucrative enough to me for most places to where they say we can easily go make a lot of money. Look at their home attendance. So, yeah, they have a tough schedule, but there's only a few schools that are able to go out and make the money off their own fan bases. Jackson State is one of them, so why not make the money when you're in a position to have to make the money?
No, it makes sense. I get you. It makes
sense.
No, it makes
and
sense.
I want to see the bigger opponents. I'm with you. I would have loved to see a rematch with ULM. Trust me, I am with that all the way. Even for Southern, with that Florida Memorial and that Virginia Lynchburg, I would have loved to see us play or schedule someone else. But, I can't change that. I can't look at it any different. I think we were in a different situation than what Jackson is. But for Jackson, man, with Dion and what he has going on right now, you just can't miss out on it. And I think when you look at their athletic director, Ashley, I think he just saw, man, let's make this money right quick.
All right,
you can't blame him for
I'm gonna
making
ask you
the
this
money.
question. I can't have you long-winded because I got a lot of callers. If Jackson State goes undefeated, does it count?
At the end of the day, it does count. You beat who was on your schedule.
Okay, I get what you're saying. All right, cool. Appreciate the call.
You want merit behind it. You would like to see a top 25 opponent or somebody so you could justify seeing this talent. But at the end of the day, you beat who on your schedule. I mean, Alabama gets flack for it all the time for scheduling what people think weak out of conference opponents. But when they say they strengthen the schedule for their conference, is what it is. But at the end of the day, you beat who's on the schedule. You made your money. That's all you can do.
Because to me, every other school is playing a true out of conference schedule, and you're not. So you know what I'm saying? Like you have FAM going against North Carolina, I get the money games, but you have Grambling going against Northwestern State. Like they're playing true out of conference games. You're not playing a true out of conference game, but yet and still you go undefeated. It literally means like if you look at the schedule, you went undefeated in conference play. That's literally like, let's be real. If you go undefeated, let's be real, 100, because that shit don't count. Like you went undefeated in conference play.
But you walk away with money in the bank at this point, and what's more at this point, proving to somebody something or making sure I got some money.
Okay, hey, listen, I listen, y'all do it. Like I said, football purist over here. Appreciate the call, Perry. Man. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
What's going on, Bo?
What's good? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, man, this is Tony. I was down in the chat. So, hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I agree with you. Now, I'm not a Jackson State fan. I'm just an HBCU fan, period. I mean, I live in Mississippi Valley State, Jackson State, all that. I'm cool with it. But I did want to address something, though, because everybody keeps talking about, like, playing NDSU. Man, look, North Dakota State isn't any just regular FCS team. That's the only team in the past 5 or 6 years that consistently gets votes to be in the actual FBS Associated Poll Top 25. That's not just a normal opponent. I mean, yeah, you can go up now. Do I think they need to schedule somebody else other than Lane? Yes. Like you can go up to UT Martin and Chattanooga because they won the FCS playoffs this past year, had a good season. Or you can go down and play Southern Miss not too far down. Jackson State fans will travel down to Hattiesburg. And I mean, you might get a good turnout from the folks in Hattiesburg for that game.
Mm-hmm.
But North Dakota State, look, bro, that ain't gonna happen.
I respect it. I don't think it's going to happen either. I get.
I'm just being real.
No, I get you. I appreciate the call. I like keeping it in house. Somewhere in Mississippi, Southern Miss, or something like that. But my thing is this. I just want to see, because think about this. This is I honestly feel this. If Laxton State goes undefeated, they won't crack the top 10 in FCS. I know that. I honestly believe that.
And see, this is the thing that I was saying, like in the chat. Them and like FAMU and Grambling, they have the seasons that everybody's thinking they're gonna have because of the talent they bought in. Being in the SWAC almost hurts you in a way because you're only playing really teams in the SWAC, and if you go undefeated, you can't go to the FCS playoffs and actually show off what kind of talent you got against the best teams.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, I don't think – okay. your top team not playing a great out of conference game, it hurts the teams that beat you, right? So if let's be realistic, Alabama A&M, FAM, they have a chance, Alcorn, they have a chance, Southern, they have a chance to go to the FCS playoffs. Let's say let's say Alabama A&M beats Austin Peay, they beat Jackson State. Well, that beating of Jackson State doesn't mean a lot. It doesn't mean a lot because Jackson State didn't play nobody. You know what I'm saying? So them having to win out of conference games makes the conference better. So and I know we don't like to do the transitive property. Me and Blue talk about that, where because you beat one team, you can beat another team. Football is any given Saturday. But if Alabama A&M beats Austin Peay, that makes the SWAC look better. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, yeah, and I get that. Well, because I mean, just going back to just being like football. Period. The year that really put NDSU on the map, they beat Iowa when Iowa was ranked number 12 in the country. They went into Iowa Stadium down in Iowa and ran them out their own shit.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what really started the whole thing with NDSU. And I mean, so it doesn't really matter where you're. It doesn't really matter I guess where you're at, but you're not going to really see it doesn't matter what JSU does in the SWAC this year because they're not really going to be facing the competition that they should be facing in the first place.
Facts.
Because the only way it happens is if they lose and don't go to the Celebration Bowl and they end up going to the FCS playoffs and then actually play against some of the big schools. That's the only way it's going to happen.
Absolutely, man. Hey, appreciate the call, man. Real talk.
Yep.
All right, man. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Scott?
What's good? What's your name? Where you come from?
Hey, man, it's Hill, man. I'm in Dallas, man.
What's up? I ain't see.
What's up, my boy?
No, I'm chilling. Talk to me.
Man, listen. I see all the comments and everything going on about this schedule, but you came up with the right name, Laxing State. Lacking heart, lacking competition. Period. That's all that is. They scream about they the original Tiger, all this and this. No, y'all don't want to play nobody. You don't want to play nobody. Why have all of these players come in? It's like putting together a Pro Bowl team, but you don't want to play the Jets every Sunday. You got a whole Pro Bowl team, all these players, but all you want to schedule is the Jets and the Jaguars every Sunday. That's what it is. That's what it is. I hear all this about, hey, they're famous right now. I get it. But don't compare yourself to Grambling. Last year, we played Houston and Southern Miss as our non-conference. This year, we got Arkansas State and Northwestern. Why have all these players come here? You're going to start, the parity going to go across the SWAC eventually because these kids going to start looking at, hey, man, why am I going to go to Jackson State and play Lane College when I can go to Grambling and play LSU and these different schools? I can go to Alcorn and play competition.
That's real.
That's not getting you ready for a playoff or anything. You can't tell me you can't schedule a Nickel State or you want to play James Madison. Play somebody. People feel to come up. You talking about all these fans in the stands, 60,000. They should be able to come watch some good football. So don't set it up like you want so you can win every Sunday. Make your door look good. But it's all too familiar. People talking about, Dion ain't got nothing to do with it. There's not going to schedule anybody and don't run it by him. Yeah, he know who he playing.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds so familiar. When he was in high school, he played in that weak-ass private school league. He didn't play against Duncanville and all these gangsters over here in Dallas.
That's facts.
He didn't play against them teams.
That's facts.
So don't tell me about these championships he won in high school.
That's facts.
When he didn't play against the real competition in high school here in Dallas.
That's facts.
That's all I want to say, man. Like, come on, man, don't do that. Y'all can play people. Put them on the schedule. Let's see what it's talking about. I don't want to hear nothing about no money. You gonna make? Apparently, you've been making money all these years off your attendance. So it don't matter who you play. They still gonna come and watch. Put them on your schedule, man. Play somebody.
Shout out to you, Hill. Shout out to you, Hill. Shout out to you, man.
Oh, you already know what it is, man.
All right.
Holler at me, Scott.
All right, no problem. Hey, and he from Grambling. All right, he a Grambling night. Gram fam all the way. God, man, this is like as soon as he got off the line, everybody started calling in. All right, let me take my boy Cal. Hey, Cal, talk to me. You got to keep it short and sweet. I got like 8 people that just called in. Keep it short and sweet for me.
Hey, a quick question.
Talk to me.
That last caller from Perry, yeah, he knew what he was talking about. His schedule's all about money. That last Bama from Grambling, we're gonna see that they better have their theory ready when it comes to Jackson.
All right, appreciate the call.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. Appreciate the call. Listen, if you gonna talk trash, come in fast, okay? Come in hot. Don't come in stuttering. Know what you gonna say, okay? If you gonna come in and rebut what he's saying, hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
Hold on just a second. Okay, so hi, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I just want to kind of speak to the perspective of just a different perspective because I'm listening to callers, and it's not all the callers, but when I look at this schedule, I mean, it's no different from recirculating that dollar back into your own community. People think that's the easy thing to do, but I'm hearing like we playing nobody, but the schools that bust up, if we think that all our select schools are nobody, then nobody else is going to think anything of them either. So Grambling is good. I don't think that this is an easy schedule for Jackson State because Grambling, Alabama A&M, even Alabama State, people are beefing up and doing the things they need to do. Who's to say Austin Peay is better than Alabama A&M or Grambling?
That's the point. That's why you go out and play them to prove that they're not better than you. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I understand that you go out and play them, but what's wrong with that? I mean, Lane College, yeah, maybe, but the other ones, what if they want to keep the money within that's what's wrong with doing that?
Okay, so let me help you out, right? So so I agree with you with the cooperative economics, right? I get the cooperative economics. You want to keep your dollar inside. I get all that. My thing is this, right? When you have teams like FAMU and teams like Alabama A&M, Southern, who if they have aspirations to go to the playoffs, other teams beating out of conference teams helps the SWAC do that, right? So if Laxton State is scheduling all SWAC opponents and the SWAC opponents aren't beating any out of conference games or they're not beating FCS opponents, then it hurts everybody. And your best team that everybody thinks is supposed to be dominant is not going out and playing these FCS teams. It makes the conference look bad. So, but if an A&M goes out and beat Austin Peay, if FAM goes out and beat North Carolina, however, that makes the conference look good. So then, yeah, you can brag. Listen, no SWAC alum is going to say that their team sucks. What they're saying is that the strength of schedule is not good because if everybody's losing if everybody's losing out of conference games and all we doing is beating up on ourselves, even though the talent has gone up, that means we're not as good as we think we are. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not losing to a Montana State, North Dakota State. You're losing to a Central Arkansas. You're losing to maybe a Houston Baptist. Like, they're not good. You know what I'm saying? They're not running up to the playoffs and going to the second, third rounds of the playoffs.
Hey, don't talk about my Houston Baptist team. That's around the corner from me.
But they ain't good either. If I was covering them, I'll tell them how bad they are.
I got classmates that coach there.
Yeah, I'll tell them how bad they are too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just those things. So once again, no alumni is ever going to say their school is bad. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying, the strength of schedule is not good because you can have a team go to the Celebration Bowl and you can have a FAMU team, go to, the playoffs, and that all helps each other by everybody beating an out of conference opponent and then the whole SWAC coming up together. So now you can look like the Missouri Valley Conference where you can send 4 or 5 teams to the playoffs because everybody's like, man, them SWAC teams, man, they out here playing and beating people. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just trying to keep it insulated, it's not going to help your benefit at all. That's all we're saying. But that's why we say it's a trash schedule. But go ahead.
And I understand. I'm just really trying to convince myself because I mean, I'm just trying to convince myself. Okay, so I'm just like, I'm looking at it. I really want them to play Texas State because who wouldn't want to go to Austin? But I'm really just trying to convince myself that it's a good thing. I'm just looking for reasons right now. So
Hey, that cooperative economics always helps. So if you would have
Yeah, you know, I was trying. It may be a stretch, but I was trying.
Listen, when you drop that cooperative economics, you be like, you know, when somebody be like, yo, why y'all playing cooperative economics? That's why.
That's right.
That's why.
That's right. Well, thank you.
No problem.
Y'all have a good day.
Hey, you too. Appreciate it. Oh, that's funny. Hey, what's up? What's up, Ryan? Talk to me.
Just for the record, the schedule is not a tough schedule. And I would have preferred them play a Southeastern Louisiana or Kennesaw State or somebody too.
Yeah.
But I think you were saying earlier, or somebody was saying like if they go undefeated, it don't mean nothing.
Yeah, I said that.
Wow. Well, if so, FAM was on the schedule. Alabama A&M on the schedule. Grambling State, they do have a tough schedule, right?
Yeah.
They put okay,
but it ain't your schedule. But it's not your schedule.
Okay, I get that. But if Jackson State beats Grambling, if they beat FAMU, if they beat Alabama A&M, who all are playing, tougher schedules, that means something, huh?
It means, bro. Listen to my words. It means absolutely nothing, nunca, nada, because you're literally going undefeated in conference play. That's what you're doing. That's all you're doing. Again, you're just going literally. If you go, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got 10 SWAC games. You went undefeated in conference, bro. You went undefeated in conference. Miss me with that, bro. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Really, bro. Really, bro.
But I'm just confused. It's like, yeah, I get that it's undefeated in conference, but
let me ask you this.
Let
me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you real quick. If Alabama A&M goes undefeated, no, you don't play Alabama A&M. Who don't you play? You don't play.
We do play Alabama A&M.
Listen. You're missing my point. If you don't play PV this year, if PV goes undefeated and you go undefeated, who's undefeated means more?
But they will have to play. They will have to play at the end of the year in the SWAC championship.
No, even if you do, I'm just saying, if they go undefeated and you go undefeated, right? To the SWAC, let's say to the SWAC championship. If they go undefeated and you go undefeated in the SWAC, all right, whose means more? If y'all both meet up in the SWAC championship, who means more at that point? To me, it'll be PV because they play the out of conference. They play the out of conference team.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, then. So that's why I say your undefeated means absolutely nothing because your strength of schedule is going to be absolutely nothing. Your strength of schedule is probably going to be like 120. More impressive. I like that. That's a better word. More impressive. That's more impressive.
But yeah, that's if you comparing it to other FCS teams. You know what I'm saying? Like who will be ranked. Like if you compare Jackson State to a Kennesaw State at the end of the year, then yeah, that means
they're FCS, Ryan. What are you talking about? I can compare the two because they're FCS. All you Bamas are FCS. How can I not compare the two? Make that make sense.
No. I'm not saying you can't compare it, but Jackson State, if they go undefeated, they won't be in the FCS playoffs. So it's really irrelevant. You see what I'm saying? And it'll be the same thing this year like it was last year. They'll be playing South Carolina State for the Celebration Bowl.
So once again, it won't be impressive to me because you literally went undefeated in conference play. That's all you did again. So it's not impressive. I like that word. It's much better. It's not impressive. It is what it is. All right. Appreciate the call, Ryan. Oh, man, it's a lot of callers on here. I'm guessing some people I haven't seen before. Hey, caller, you live? Talk to me.
Yes, sir.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
I wanted to get. Oh man, I'm calling from H-Town.
Man, you sound like you was on you sound like Blue from the Temptations. The one that be like the world. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I just wanted to make a comment on the Jackson State schedule.
Talk to me.
And my comment is it's a business deal. See, you got a brand, you got to support your brand.
Mm-hmm.
In our HBCU schools, until Dion came in the picture, we were struggling. See, we were struggling. So now we have an opportunity to capitalize and make some money.
Facts.
So when you look at the schedule, schools are not really weak. SWAC schools are not really weak. But we got to make some money first. Next year, 2024, different story.
It'll be 2023, sir. It'll be 2023, sir.
Yes, sir. But we got to make that money now. We have to make the money. So that makes sense. When you look at it from a business aspect, and to keep the money in-house, then your other SWAC schools can make the money that they need to make, and we can make the money that we need to make. Then we can go out and we can compete against schools like Texas A&M, who are spending $31 million. See, we can't compete with that right now. Only way we're competing with that now is with Coach Sanders.
Okay.
He's bringing the light.
Hey, appreciate the I appreciate the call.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
And I just want to say one thing. It's a business deal, and we have to stick together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We have to stick together. We necessarily can't say the schools that he's playing is some boo-boo. The schedule's a boo-boo.
The schedule's boo-boo.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
Yeah. He's saying that because in a business aspect and also in the scheduling aspect, those relationships were made 2 years prior.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And it's still boo-boo.
You see, those relationships was already made.
Fact.
Now, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, you can say that.
No,
boo-boo.
Yeah, you're right.
That's opinionated. That's opinionated.
Absolutely.
Because you can't say fam, you is boo-boo.
I didn't say that.
Well, you said the schedule was boo-boo.
I did.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, is FAMU a part of the schedule?
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore you're referring to that institution.
I like how you did that.
Jackson State and FAMU are going to play. Grambling and Jackson State is going to play.
Yeah, and
now let me ask you a question.
The schedule is still tracked.
And then I'll get off. I'll let you go. Let me ask you this question.
Talk to me.
Now, you have an opportunity to make millions of dollars and bring millions of dollars to your community.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have the opportunity to go to and play Alabama in Tuscaloosa, where you get zero. You might get you $1 million. They're going to pay you $1 million to come, $2 or $3 million to come, or whatever. They give you that little old money to come. But that money is not going to circulate in your community. See, Bob Chicken Stand makes money when Jackson State comes to town. Leroy Soul Food make money.
What's the question?
What's the
question? What's the question? You said you had a question. What's the question?
Well, the question, that's what I'm trying to get you. I'm looking at your program, and I hear that your followers are study bashing the schedule.
What's the question? You said
you know what I mean?
Question.
Study valuing. The question is basically it's an outstanding schedule.
That's not a question. That's a statement.
Well, I'm answering my question. It is a statement. It is, brother. It is. But I just wanted to put that out there, man. And I want you to support that. You know what I mean? Support. We need support right now. Let's get our money up. And anything that you have to do, you have to get your money up.
Listen,
you can't accomplish nothing right now in the United States.
Hold on, Blue. Hold on.
Right?
Temptations. Hold on. Listen.
Okay.
Nobody is saying that. I've said this numerous of times. I understand that the schedule is for money. The Grambling game is going to be stupid. I mean, it's going to be stupid. It's probably going to be 10,000 people outside, 60,000 in. I get the money. I'm a football purist. I want to see better competition so I can see the SWAC rise as a whole. And I think the best team with the #1 FCS recruiting class, whose coach goes on every program bragging about how good his recruits are, should want to play out of conference competition. That is my only issue, sir. So that's it. But
well, let me just say this.
Go ahead, sir.
Now, why is your assumption that Jackson State is the best team in the SWAC?
If you just went undefeated in the SWAC, how are they not the best team in the SWAC? Answer me that, sir.
Well, okay. Well, they played Florida A&M their first game. If you play football and I play football, we all know that your offense is not quite there yet. The offense wasn't there yet.
Listen, bro. hate that. I absolutely hate that. If I ask you a question, answer the freaking question. Answer the freaking question. Don't know. Answer the question. You ask me a question, I answer it. I ask you a question, answer the mother sucker. Oh, that kills me when Bamas do that. Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, dog?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Dick, man. I'm from the 803, man, an SCSU alum and a Bulldog fan. Listen, all I want to know is why Jack said he put SEC on that schedule if they want their rematch, though.
We
said, ready out here.
They said they want to see you in the swag. They said they want to see you in the Celebration Bowl. That's what they said.
Celebration Bowl. Listen, they got a doggone cupcake schedule. How you got all those 5-star recruits and you playing Allen and Benedict and Marist College and Albany State? How you playing Kentucky with a 5-star lineup? You playing doggone the high school All-American team with that all-star lineup. You got the number one recruit in the country coming to play Allen and Benedict. What kind of schedule is that? and you got prime time. You got prime time and all his kids and his grandkids and their grandkids going to Jack State. And you telling me that your schedule got Allen, Benedict, Tuskegee, Marist College, and doggone White House University on that schedule? And you want to see us at the Celebration Bowl? Come on, get out of here, dog. Get out of here, dog. Get out of here, dog. Listen, I don't care about if it's a money issue or anything else, bro, but this don't make no sense, bro. I blame that AD. Listen, you got all this hype there, got all that money coming right there. Put some people on your schedule. Put some people on your schedule. Please do. Please do. This is embarrassing. Deion, listen, Deion got to do, come on now. You prime time, you're a Hall of Famer, and you mean tell me you got everybody and your grandkids and all these 5-star recruits, all these 6'5" receivers coming to play Allen and Clark Atlanta. You pay $40 to see you play Clark Atlanta, and then you mean tell me that's preparing you for the Celebration Bowl. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro.
Yo.
Y'all Jack State fans, listen, y'all got to get it right, man.
Oh, man. Boy, yo, it's your voice, bro. You are hilarious, bro. You are absolutely hilarious, man. Hey, you are always welcome to call in, bro. You are always welcome to call in.
Appreciate it, bro.
Hey, man. Appreciate the call, man. It's his voice. Hey, that's that true Southern right there. That's that true Southern. Hey, I'm gonna take one caller in front of you, Rocky. I'm gonna take one caller in front of you because I haven't seen this person before. I want to take this one caller. Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me. Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
Yo, what's up, Scotty?
What's good? Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Man, my name is D. I'm calling from Oklahoma City, man. It's my first time calling.
Hey, appreciate the call, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. So I've been listening, man, and I think that we kind of missing the boat here. I think Deion is trying to change things in the SWAC from a player perspective. I think when you look at other conferences around the country, no one really cares about what their out-of-conference schedule is. Now, depending on the team or the league you're talking about, there could be some things that happen within the conference that will make the out-of-conference schedule mean something. But I don't think that most people are really considering what the out-of-conference scheduling is. Like, for example, if you took out the UAPB game and you put Alabama in there, it'll be a moneymaker. Nick Saban against Deion Sanders, it would be a moneymaker. But what if they won that game and then they lost every other game on their schedule? No one is going to say, well, they beat Alabama, but then they lost to everyone else.
I will.
What Deion is trying to, Deion mentioned it himself. He said, we're not this. I don't think it's about the money. What I believe it is he's trying to build a program. Nobody cared who Jackson State played prior to Deion getting there, in conference or out of conference. What he's doing is he's putting the SWAC on alert. You need to do better recruiting. You need to do what you got to do to get yourself to the level that Jackson State is headed to. Now, if we're going to continue to say that their out of conference schedule makes the SWAC look bad, then what exactly are we saying?
Can I ask you a question?
That the SWAC look bad already.
Hey, question, D.
So what he's trying to do is he's just trying to help everybody get better. And then, as he said, once things get to rolling, then he will start scheduling some of those more powerful teams. Right now, what we've gone off of is fans. Fans are going to talk noise. Fans see the recruits coming in. And that's what they're going off of.
Dog, are you deaf?
No, I'm not deaf.
I'm like, bro, I'm trying to ask you a question. You just rambling on, like, bro, what the hell?
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear you. You didn't come through. My bad. Scotty, go ahead with your question, bro.
Like, Jesus Christ. So let me get this straight. So because I'm gonna use your example that you said. You said if Alabama A&M beat Alabama, that the one in Tuscaloosa, correct?
No. I'm saying if Jackson State had Alabama on their schedule instead of UAPB.
That's not what you said.
And that was the only game they won.
That is not what you said. You said
that is what.
No, because first of all, UAB is not on Jackson State's schedule. UAB is on Alabama A&M schedule. So I'm gonna use it realistically.
No, UAPB is what I'm saying. Isn't it Arkansas Pine Bluff on their schedule? From what I saw on your thing?
UAB.
Am I wrong about that?
You said UAB, but okay.
Yeah,
let's say UAB.
That's what I'm talking about. If you remove them.
Okay. So if let me tell you, if I remove UAPB and Jackson State beat Alabama, if they didn't win another game in the SWAC conference, I would be like, I don't know what's happening right now, but gosh darn it, they beat freaking Bama. They beat Alabama. Like, bro, like, do you know how huge that is? That is crazy. Like, I couldn't even fathom them beating Alabama and not winning another game. And that doesn't even make sense. That means damn near everybody got it. That doesn't mean
that's my point.
You're not making a point. You're not making
my point is it's one other team outside of the SWAC. What needs to happen is what the conversation needs to be is that the SWAC needs to catch up to Jackson State. That's what needs to happen in terms of recruiting. And I think Hugh Jackson is on it.
Hey, Rocky, go ahead, man. I ain't got time for it.
Hey, I don't know what D doing in the middle of the day, but he on it, bro.
Drinking. That it's gonna be his first time calling in and his damn last time calling in. I'm a first time. I know why you've been listening because you don't know what the frick you talking about. If Jackson State beat Alabama, are you serious? That would be the biggest upset in football freaking history.
Hey, that's just by way of saying if Jackson State played Southern on the moon, goddammit, that'll be a big game.
Come on, man. Like, bro, I wouldn't even ask of nothing from Prime ever again. I would never, like, bro, like I would never ask anything from Prime ever again. You beat Alabama. If you go 4-72 from that point forward, I'm like, damn, but you did beat Alabama though. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, but go ahead, Rocky.
Yeah, that's some unrealistic bullcorn. But here's what I wanted to ask you, Scott. Because what I want to do is understand where you're coming from with the fact that it's a trash schedule, right? Who are you comparing their schedule to?
I'll compare it. You know what? I'll do you even better. I'll compare it to Grambling. Even if I compare it to Grambling, and I'm not even asking Grambling. Grambling's schedule last year was freaking amazing. It was hard ass crap, and they had a horrible team. They was set. Man, listen, I swear for God, they wanted Broderick Fobbs to lose his job the way they scheduled that schedule. But if we compared it to Grambling, A&M, who else? Who else got a pretty decent schedule?
Alcorn.
So
let me ask you this, Scotty. If you take the money game, do you count the money game?
No, I don't count. I don't count the money game.
Okay, all right. So I would say, because I just did a quick look of all the public schedules, including that joke they call from South Carolina State, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what they doing on the South Carolina State schedule is they playing SWAC schools to strengthen their schedule. You know what I mean? So you can't. So I don't blame Prime for what he's doing, and I don't think he's doing anything egregious. And I say Jackson State egregious in making their schedule weak. Now, the one game against Lane College, yeah, I agree. You got to stop that. You know what I mean? But everything else, playing schools in, I don't see them doing anything egregious. Can it be better? Absolutely. But nobody, other than the people that takes them money games, if you cancel those games out, a lot of schools have real whack schedules, man, including PV.
I disagree.
And
I disagree because Gramblin's 2 games are winnable. The Arkansas, like you probably lose to Arkansas State, but the Northwestern State game is a winnable. Alabama A&M against Austin P, that's winnable. Against like, listen, football is football, man. Unless you're playing Miami, LSU, or something like that, those are guaranteed losses. But football, and Rocky, anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could be 17-10 and fumble, run it back, touchdown, go for 2, boom, we win the game. So just put winnable games. UAB is a winnable game for A&M, depending on how it goes. So to me, those aren't whack schedules. Those are good.
You saying UAB, the Conference USA championship game finalist, is a winnable game from you.
It's better than playing. It's better than playing University of Alabama. It's better than playing. It's a winnable. No, I'm dead ass.
But I don't think.
Go ahead.
A&M is not going to be competitive in that game.
Okay.
I mean, they're not going to be competitive in that game. And to me, what I think about is this: if I was a SWAC, until I got up to snuff, I wouldn't play a game that would make my conference look bad. Because I think all those money games, South Carolina State, all those schools getting beaten 40-0, and Prairie View getting beaten 44-10. None of those, all of those are bad branding for the SWAC, bro. And I don't care what you say. Now again, PV playing Incarnate Word, I think that's a good game they played last year, right? And I think they should put more games like that on their schedule. But you also have to realize, though, Scotty, that PV don't travel. So once you go play a road game in Incarnate Word, and no one shows up, or Incarnate Word ain't gonna schedule PV again because they not making any money off that game. And so at the end of the day, SWAC schools, in my opinion, are better off playing schools that, I'm not saying black colleges, but schools that are of the same caliber. And
my point would be this to you, Rocky. How would you know what caliber you're on if you're not scheduling them? You're not even trying to schedule them. So how would you know what caliber you're on?
Scotty, they have it set up to where they don't care. There's no benefit to them playing higher schools in the FCS, right? That are of higher caliber. There's no benefit to them because they largely don't compete on the FCS level. They compete on the black college level. And there's no benefit in them diminishing that level that they play on. That's what I'm saying. It's like Jackson State can be the #1 black college school in America, and the Jackson State community and the Jackson State fans will be happy with that. But at the end of the day, as a football purist, yes, I'm not happy with it. And I know from a competitive standpoint, it's a watered down title. And it largely doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme in the overall football picture. But black colleges have never competed on that level from the very beginning. You asking them to do something and care about things that largely they haven't cared about for 30 years, Scotty. They opted out of the playoff system because 2 schools have a game during Thanksgiving that's very popular to black people in Louisiana. They hold up the whole conference for those games. Historically, they opted out. So what is important? The status amongst black colleges or competing in the FCS?
The status among black colleges.
Yeah, so if that's your goal, let's not mix things together. Let's not play the game that we really care, but we don't.
Okay.
The fact of the matter, what Prime has done is, here's the reality.
That's fair.
What Prime and Jackson State is doing, they playing
at a level and they're recruiting at a level and they're marketing at a level that if the SWAC don't grow with them and SWAC schools don't grow with them, they're going to outgrow the SWAC. They're going to be a team without no home.
Time out. I'm rocking with you when you're talking. I feel like you're kind of going back and forth, right? I feel like you're straddling the fence that I'm kind of missing it. You're saying that they only care about being the best black college football. But if they're only caring about being the best at college football in the black space, how can they leave the SWAC behind if they're only good enough? If they only care about being the best in black, where are they leaving to? Where are they going to?
So here's my point.
Okay.
You can only recruit, you can only build the war chest that Prime is building it only makes sense to do that if there is some impending battle that's going to happen. Prime can't justify collecting all this talent, getting all this 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, transport portals, and all this kind of thing if it don't resonate with football. You understand what I'm saying? And and I know you know what I'm talking about. Like at some point, a kid is gonna commit to Jackson State. Yeah, you going to Jackson State? Y'all ain't gonna play nobody, and we're not gonna get a true test of what kind of player you are. And all that going to the pro stuff is gonna be pipe dreams. If 4 years later they have all these top 5 recruits, and then no one is drafted in the top 3 rounds. Nobody gets a real look. And they can always blame it on, hey, the caliber of competition is substandard. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's selling a dream to those kids who are recruiting, who are top 5, who are 5 stars and 4 stars. At some point, he's going to have to cash in on those dreams, don't you think?
Yeah, I do.
Create.
But but listen to what I'm asking you, Rocky. You said that if he only cares about if HBCU fans only care about their school being number 1 in HBCU football, right? And then you're saying the marketing, the recruiting is going to skyrocket Jackson State out of the SWAC, and they're going to leave the SWAC behind. My question to you is, where are they going to go? Because if your only game plan is to be the best in black college football, where else can you go if you're already at that level? Where else, what roof are you breaking through? What ceiling are you breaking through to go where?
That is a really good question, Scotty. And right now, I don't have the answer to it. My hope is that other SWAC schools see what Jackson State and Deion is doing, and they jump on board. Hopefully, Jackson State's commitment is not just during the Prime era. You understand? Hopefully, this is a renaissance of black college sports and black college football to be seen as actual competitive entities. But I don't think you can change the culture of an entire conference in 1 year. In one year. And again, if Jackson State had won, and here's the reality. The best case scenario for black college football is that Jackson State lost to South Carolina State, right? Because if Jackson State had won, right, they would have been talking about we could have beat Alabama. We could have beat, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are in black college football are largely delusional about the level of competition that they play.
Rocky, you're listen to what you're like. I usually am rocking with you, but I can't agree with you on this one, because you're telling me that Brom is taking Laxton State to a level that they're going to leave behind, but them losing to South Carolina State was the best thing possible. I'm confused. Like, where? Like,
oh no. What I'm saying the best thing possible for black college football, not necessarily for Jackson State.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'm saying is because Jackson State would have had the notion that they above black college football now.
But
you know what I mean?
And then, but if you're above black college football, the next thing you have to do is you have to step in the PWI realm of FCS. And if you're not willing to do that, where else can you go? That's my point. If you're just doing well enough, right, to to beat your block and you're not willing to step outside your block and to beat PWIs, there is no status you're going to get to, because North Carolina A&T takes their status to another level because they beat out of conference opponents. Until Jackson State beats out of conference opponents, the only status they're going to hit is that they're the best HBCU football team. That's it. That's all they can ever be.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Scotty. And so how long can Jackson State invest the kind of money, time, and effort into all the other support mechanisms before the competition gets real? We know everything else is real. The marketing is real. The promotion is real. The recruiting is real. But the competition got to be real at some point. I just don't think it can happen in 1 year. That's all I'm saying.
I appreciate it. Hey,
I don't think it can happen in 1 year, bro.
No problem, man. Appreciate the call, Rocky. Hey, listen, get my likes up. All right. I know 400 of y'all are probably hating on here or whatever. Laxton State fans or whatever. All the Laxton State fans that are hating, I don't really care about your likes. Everybody else is here for football conversation or whatever. Make sure you like the stream. Stop playing with me. I got over 100 people. I got over like 500 people in here with like 130 likes. Like, get the heck out of here, bro. Like, come on, man. Stop playing with me. Oh, man, there's a lot of callers on here. Let me see some people I haven't seen before. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, Scotty?
What's up, man? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is your boy. This is Eric calling from Jersey.
Talk to me.
I ain't got much to say, but I just want to read this to you. This is Deion Sanders commenting on the Pro Bowl yesterday. He said, Lord help me. I'm watching the NFL Pro Bowl, and I remember when we were so proud and appreciative of the accolade when we went to Hawaii to prove where we were worthy. So we competed in practice of the game. I wanted you to know that prime was prime, what happened and when. So when y'all talking about the schedule, what happened and when? Because I don't know.
We all don't know. That's why we all trying to come up here and try to figure it out. We all don't know, man. It's crazy up here. But I love the perspectives. I love everybody's perspective, different, opposed, for, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it's for people to call in and give their opinions on the schedule. But hey, man, appreciate the call, bro. Let me see. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
That's why we train. Hello?
Yeah, you live. Talk to me.
What's up? How you doing, Scotty? Appreciate your show, man.
No, thank you. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Rob. I'm calling from Tampa, Florida.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to say, who was that guy that was trying to argue that moment about, JSU need to play in the conference? Obviously, he never played football before ever in his life, because you have teams like Jacksonville State. They're going up to now what FBS?
I believe so.
Yeah, so I think they beat Florida State a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah,
they've always played top teams. So my thing is this: if nobody in the SWAC ever plays outside of the SWAC, or they don't play a higher grade school, when they go back and look at that film, they'll never know what scheme they messed up on or what was going on. And I'm a big JSU person.
That's a little. I think when you play out of conference competition, okay, like, so this is how I look at it, right? When the NFL plays teams within their division, they kind of build their team towards winning the division. You get what I'm saying? So
right,
you sometimes have it to where, like, I remember when the Cowboys got Zeke and everything, we was running real heavy. A lot of teams stocked up on D linemen because they're like, yo, we got to stop the run game. You know what I'm saying? So now you got a lot of SWAC teams getting a lot of DBs and stuff like that because of the style of offense that Jack State's going to do. My thing is this: when you play out of conference teams, like you said, that have different schemes that do different things, you know what I'm saying? It helps you let you know where you're weak at. Oh man, okay, my O-line isn't as good as I thought. Oh, my D-line isn't as good as we thought. You figure out those, and then it lets you know where you stand in certain in certain teams. Like, oh, you like, okay.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
That's why I like to see out of conference games. But go ahead.
They got to quit whining, because I tell anybody, if you take any SWAC team and you take any FBS team and you give them the same plays to run, if that SWAC team beat that FBS team, that means they executed better. And they had better players.
That's fair.
At that position.
That's fair.
But that's cool though, man. Thanks for taking my call, man. I'm keeping listening. Y'all get them lights up on Scotty, dog.
Appreciate
Get them lights up.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, get them likes up. Stop playing with my man. All right, stop playing. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is your boy FBS Kenny.
Talk to me.
And I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Talk to me.
All right, my man. Hey, this schedule, I'm looking at it. Do I really think it's a bad schedule? Based on last season, I do. I mean, Grambling won 4 games. Palm Bluff, they won only 2 games. And obviously, Lane, they had the most wins in the SEAC with 6 wins. Now, obviously, I expect Grambling to be much better. Of course, Palm Bluff, they were ranked in the NAT top 25 in the spring season, which is pretty good. I mean, but that being said, it was spring season, not everybody was playing. But my personal take is this, and you said it, Scotty, a couple times. How do you really, even if you beat these teams, even if you beat Grambling, which should be a much better team this year, even, of course, obviously they're going to beat Lane. And as far as Pine Bluff, we expect them to be a better team. But even if you beat them, how do you move up perception-wise? Basically, what Jackson State's going to rely on is the other teams in the conference. They're going to rely on Grambling beating Austin Peay, Arkansas State, and the other team they're playing, Northwestern State. I mean, they're going to depend on them winning those out-of-conference games. And so, technically speaking, is the out-of-conference really extremely weak? I wouldn't say it is, but I would say that they don't have anyone on that schedule that can push them to the next level in terms of reputation or credibility among the masses, whether it's the FBS fans or FCS fans. There's no one on that schedule. And let's just be honest. Jackson State has a lot of credibility among the national fans. If you go to Reddick or any other board, they talk about Jackson State.
Okay, so
I mean,
so I agree with you on that. It's hard to move up if you don't play out of. I absolutely agree with you. It's hard to move up in conference. It's hard to take them. It's hard to realistically take them respectably into another conference, another Power 5 or Group of 5 conference when you haven't. When you don't play out of conference, you don't win consistently. This is my issue, right? Laxton State is relevant because of Dion. I don't give a damn what nobody talks about. Like, you can talk about how you get having fans go to attendance and being relevant are 2 different things, right? Because there's a difference between your school, like people wanting to come to your school to watch you because they're fans of the school, right? But relevancy of how your name rings bells, how, you get 2,000 views because of the name Laxton State or them being on ESPN is because of Deion's freaking Sanders. So at that, if people can't understand that, I don't care what you're talking about. Because 2 years ago, I don't care if you made 60 videos about Laxton State. They didn't get you 2,000. They didn't get you 2,000 views on YouTube. It wouldn't automatic. You could do a video about Laxton State changing their jerseys and they'll get you 2,000 views on YouTube. So that came because of Deion Primetime Sanders. Now, the cult following of fandom is that's just because that's what Laxton State fans are. They're cult followers. But the national recognition definitely happened because of Deion Sanders. If you can't see that, then you're blind. But go ahead.
I agree with you 100% on that. I mean, let's just be honest. The schedule is tentative on Deion. I mean, generally what he did at Trinity Christian, with the exception of their last season where they didn't qualify for TAPS. I mean, their schedule for the most part was pretty weak. They didn't play DeSoto. They didn't play Duncansville. They didn't play any of those teams. And let's just be clear. Those teams were much bigger schools in Texas, but in the other area. But that being said, it was that team that they had at Trinity was loaded. I mean, they had a bunch of guys going D1, both FBS and FCS on a yearly basis. So it wasn't like they were a scrub team. They were definitely a respectable team to the point where the TAPS had to kick them out, saying like, no, you're not like the other teams. You're recruiting nationally. You're getting guys from California to come play for your team.
Facts.
So
facts.
I mean, for me, I love what Deion is doing for the SWAC. But this schedule is not it. I mean, and look, I get it. The schedule was submitted late, so I already knew the schedule for the other, FCS schools and other FBS schools. So I knew it was very limited pickings to even choose a team from like a Power 5 or a G5 or even a top tier FCS school. But James Madison is in flux right now because of their transition. They actually got a crew for transitioning to the Sun Belt. You mean to tell me you couldn't just try to see if you can get a game with James Madison to really test yourself to say that, hey, like Travis Hunter's really that dude. He's going to show you when he plays against a team that's went to the semifinals of the FCS playoffs last year. He's going to show you that, and so I feel like there's credibility in playing these bigger schools. Per se,
it definitely is. And I think the kids want to play the bigger schools. I mean, if you ask the kids, they definitely want to because of the spotlight. But hey, man, appreciate the call, bro.
Oh, anytime, man.
All right. Hey, what's up, Mr. Campbell? Talk to me.
Okay, man. I got to give you credit. You have halfway changed my mind on something on this.
What?
So here's the thing. Yeah, but there's an asterisk. So I'm going to talk about that, and then I got a whole verse for everybody, okay? So let's go with the facts. I think Jackson State should play a harder schedule, but here's the deal. This is not the year to do it. The year to do it is year 3 and 4 should do it. Because see, what people do, and see, it's that famous meme that everybody's seen. You got two people on the track, a black person and a white person, and they run a 100-yard dash. And the white person has no obstacles and the black people do, but they want to run the race. You can't run that race this year because Jackson State does not have enough players built up to go play NDSU. NDSU has built that team up for 10 years. So again, for this year, no, get your money, JSU. But Shadur's junior and senior, and especially his senior year. And this goes back to the money. When we've got time, where you know what? Get NDSU. Bring their ass down to Dallas. Have the Cowboy Classic. Get James Madison, play that game in D.C. or wherever you want to play it at. But this is not the year to do that. See, what people want to do is put Jackson State in a place where it's lose-lose. And then when NDSU blow them out, see, they blow them out. Well, hell, this is Deion's first recruited, second now.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So this is what we got to stop having this delusion where we want to compete. And I'm going to say it, like I said, I love all my white people that's listening, but this is what white people do. They want us to make things even when it's never been even. It's not even. So JSU, get your weight up, but then have this conversation in 2 to 3 years. Well, 2 years. What should do is there. Because this is what made me change my mind because I've seen the boys come in there. JSU had that squad. And them boys have built up. And they said, we're going to go down there and play Brett Favre and Southern Miss. Because they had enough players that had went pro, and they knew they had 10 guys on that team that could compete. And they went down there and should have won that game. They lost that game 17-7 and sold out USM. The first time they had ever been sold out. They should have won that game. So it's the same thing. Let them build that team up. Because Travis Hunter is a freshman. All those guys you get are all freshmen and sophomores. Let those guys go ahead and be seniors. That's what they need to do. But wait a minute, one thing. But for you to say, let's go play them this year, well, I know they're not evenly yoked. Anybody in football knows that, fam. You proved that against Southeast Louisiana. So you got to make sure, because it's all about the business, bro. Now, I'm going to let you say your statement, but then I got a Bible verse to explain all of this.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, let me ask you this. Give me it's 20. Let's fast forward. It's 2024. What 2 out of conference games? One particularly you would like to see, but what 2 out of conference games would you like to see that you're like, Laxton State needs to have it on their schedule?
Well, see, I don't mind the North Dakota State matchup because I think Jackson State would have their weight up because of the recruited class and the transfer portal. I like that game. But the game I would want to see also is Kennesaw State. I want to see Kennesaw State. I want to see Nichols. It's one of those teams. James Madison, all those guys moving up. But bottom line is, I want to see, like I say, break NDSU. That will be the time to play NDSU. That will be the game, to your point. That will be the game where people will want to see it. The shit will be taught. And then you could play that again. Let's have that Cowboy Classic that we talking about. Get all them good old folks down there from North Dakota because they would all come. The whole state would come. And then everybody black from Dallas all the way to Louisiana and Texas and all would come. So absolutely. That's what I would want. But you can't have that game and then when they get blown out, and like I say, and then have the narrative. Jackson State is smart on this. And see, I'm going to say this real quick. I got to add this too. Jackson State is in a different position than any other HBCU. Jackson State can get 50,000 people in a game. There's no other HBCU. That's 2 games for most HBCUs. They're not giving up that money. They broke. They got to get that money while they can get it, which leads into what I'm trying to explain. Because, see, Scotty, that prophet, Deion Sanders for Fort Myers, he tried to tell y'all a long time ago, it must be the money. Diamond Rolex with gators on my feet. I got 2 pairs for every day of the week. My hair's done, my fingernails too. 6 buttons down, I don't know what to do. But I know not to play none of the games when I get my ass whooped. Because you know why, Scotty? Playing Lane College, it must be the money. They got me so tough playing UAPB, but it must be the money. We got Grambling coming up to Jackson, but it must be the money. This is what we're talking about. So for all y'all that's hating, the first thing people are saying, Prime, don't let the money change you. Don't let the money change you. But what does Prime say? Hey, don't let the money change you. Because personally, it's going to change my wardrobe. Because you know they got them new jerseys coming from Under Armour. It's going to change my phone number. Because see, all y'all been trying to call Prime, we got that new number. It's going to change my address to 1400 List Street. So in my snakeskin shoes with the UA on the side, going to change in the Gators. And hey, my credit cards are going to change in the credit cards. So you know what I'm just saying, Scotty? It must be the money. It must be the money. So the prophet from Fort Myers, Florida, has told y'all in written form from the verses that it must be the money. So this is simple, bro. So we're going to follow Prophet Prime, let JSU make their money this year. But in 2024, we need to go ahead and have them big-time games. Let them get their weight up. So with that being said, the doors of the church are open, bro. I'm out.
All right, Mr. Campbell, appreciate it. Hey, that's the legend. That's the legend to go. Mr. Campbell making his calls, man. That dude is so freaking funny, bro. I swear to God, that boy is stupid funny. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Scotty?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling
from? From North Carolina, man.
Talk to me.
Hey, I'm calling, man, because so the schedule with Jackson State, it is kind of weak. What I say is at least schedule some of these ranked FCS teams in the schedule. Doesn't have to be the top, top 5 or top 10. Aside from FAMU, which is my school, right? Schedule some of these ranked FCS teams to see where you stand because, like a lot of people are saying, this team, the Jackson State team, is stacked. There is no way you're sitting here getting all these, recruits, these top recruits, and not putting them to the test. All these FBS teams that are actually winning, like Alabama, they might have some, some weak schedules, but when you think about it, they're at the end of the day, they're still playing higher ranked teams that they can see where they stand. Jackson State is not doing that with the schedule they got now. If that makes any sense.
No, it makes sense.
Because at the end of the day, they have these, these weak games. What happens if one of their players get hurt? At that point, what are you going to say now? Oh, my players were, were hurt. That's why our team didn't do as good. But yeah, you're playing these weak games compared to an actual, not ranked game, but an actual FCS team that's ranked.
I get you. That's fair. Hey, but appreciate the call though.
Not a problem.
All right, man. All right, let me see who else I got up in here. Hey, caller, what's up? You live?
What's up?
What's good? Talk to me.
All right, so check this out. I want to kind of look at it and break it down a little bit. I think first thing first, man, we got to look at something. Whether you like it or not, and if you're not a Deion fan, it's fine. But I think we all got to admit and be honest with ourselves. Deion has 100% changed the landscape of the SWAC, right?
That's facts.
To the point, man, where I think I said this before. Dog, just imagine if Deion was the commissioner. Nothing against the commissioner of the SWAC right now, but if Deion was the commissioner of the SWAC, oh my gosh, I think we'd be in a whole different conversation just with his marketing. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I think that's the first piece of it. The second part of it is too, you can, from a Jackson State perspective, you can take it 2 ways. You can take it as hate or you can take it as a compliment. So for me, I'll be honest with you, I actually lost money thinking that they finna play, a way tougher
school than what they played, especially when they switched TSU. So I think for fans, man, you got a powerhouse. You got Shador, you got all these 5-star, you got a 5-star recruit coming in, you got these 4-stars, and it's not a level of like, I want to see them get their ass. I just want to see them play tougher competition. Like, I want to see what they look. I want to see what Shador and their defense look like if they go play, a Jacksonville State or a UT Martin or a UT Chattanooga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we're looking for, because hell, when UT Chat play Alabama, we know damn well what's gonna happen.
They're gonna get their butt whooped.
They're gonna get beat to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what's dope is when you can take somebody like a Jackson State and say you march them up there to Memphis, and what? Jackson State come up and they beat Memphis, or they upset them. Don't they make the SWAC look now? Now competition looks better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. Like, we beating up in the backyard against Mississippi Valley. We beating up in the backyard against Alabama A&M. But then when we come out to the front, we don't want to fight them folks across the street. You fight the folks across the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'm looking at this the wrong way. Even I think the caller was like, the way the schedule is, and you've got 2 years to plan. Man, if you look at some of the other teams and schedules, like, do you wait till you become great to play these schools and schedule, or do you schedule in hopes of saying, hey, we're going to do what we do?
Yeah.
Because South Carolina State, I was just looking at their schedule, man, their schedule legit.
It's tough.
I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about previous years past.
Yeah.
TSU schedule. Man, you look at some of the schools that TSU has played over the past couple of years, and I know before Eddie Jordan got there, they weren't that good, but they still played some games. So now the SWAC is so much more competitive. A&M loaded, Jackson State loaded. I think FAM is going to be good. Grambling going to shake some noise. You want to see one of these teams beat one of these FCS schools.
Facts.
So if you didn't go to, so the caller was like, oh, I think A&M going to get beat to sleep by UAB. Bruh, I don't care what school you went to. If you in the SWAC, you pulling for that game, you want A&M to beat UAB by 40. Because that only makes your conference look better. That makes you look better. So then let's just say if Alabama A&M, if they beat UAB, and guess what? If they lose to Jackson State, how does that make Jackson State look now? That makes them look even stronger.
Facts.
Than what they did at first.
I hate to do the transitive property. We always talk about that. If one team beats this team and that beats team beat that, like, I get it. Yeah. It's natural. We want to do that. But any given Saturday, man, like, it's, you can turn around like good example, FAMU and South Carolina State. FAMU demolishes South Carolina State. Jackson State barely beats FAMU, and South Carolina State turns around and demolishes Jackson State. Like, it's like the transfer of property doesn't make sense, because any given Saturday, you know what I'm saying, it's supposed to, like, Jackson State is supposed to beat South Carolina State off the if we're going off transitive property, just because FAMU beat them as bad as they did, Jackson State should be like, oh man, this is going to be too easy. But transitive property doesn't always work. It's any given Saturday and how you show up. So for me, is this: I just wanted to see that talent play good talent. And I'm not saying that the SWAC doesn't have good talent. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I just want to see somebody that has a pedigree of winning high-level games, that has a pedigree of beating out-of-conference teams. Because let's say this, UIW has a pedigree of smashing the SWAC. They killed us every time they play the SWAC teams. They killed them Bamas. So what I've liked to see JSU play UIW, just to see if for once it's not a 49-7 game or 35-14, maybe it's 21-24. So now you're like, man, okay, this is different. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with the Austin P against A&M. If A&M loses that game by 3, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, A&M got something cooking. If they lose the UAPB by 6, I'm like, oh, Okay, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you get to see, because now Maynard knows where his team is. He knows how they're going to compete against top level talent. You know what I'm saying? So I think it helps teams in certain aspects, but it is what it is.
I mean, I think you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like Kyler said, Jackson State has the most. They probably could fill up 50,000 easy, which is true. So it's like at the end of the day, bro, like you got the spotlight. Now, you might as well make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're here for. We want to see the show. Man, we know you finna run through UAPB. We know you might win against Lane by 3. I'm joking, but they should win by 10 or something. But man, I mean, it's just certain aspects of the game, dog. I think when we talk about, we want to be respectable. We talk about this FCS playoff system and all these different things, but it's like, man, we keep playing the same damn folks.
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta shake it up a little bit. And it's like, okay, guess what? Now you go out there and you play Austin Peay and you lose. Oh well. So now you see where your level of talent is. Because the other piece of hell, it might not be talent, it may be coaching.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's what I got, my boy.
Hey man, appreciate the call, Jay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take 3 more callers. All right, I'm gonna take Coach Stewart. I'm gonna take 3 more callers after that. I'm out of here. Hey, Coach Stewart, talk to me.
Hey, that's Scotty.
What's up?
I'm calling as a friend. I'm calling as a person with a suggestion. Your show has turned out to be one of the better shows. Your comments are being listened to, and your demeanor is a good demeanor. But I do have one suggestion to keep some of the fans that listen to you from making judgments about you that they shouldn't make a judgment about. And I have one suggestion, if you would consider, and that is that when you talk about Jackson State, use the word Jackson State and not Laxton State. Now, I know it may be hard to consider that, but I don't want people to start judging you by a mere statement that you're making, because you're a good person, you're doing the best, and you got a good show here. So my suggestion is that, call Jackson State by their proper name, Jackson State.
All right, let me help you out, Coach Stewart, because let me say this. The reason let me give you some backstory, right? So when I was calling them with the J name, right? And I started calling. So when I was calling them with the J name, everybody was like, "Oh, you always got them in your mouth. Oh, you got them in your mouth. And you gotta talk." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So technically, I don't have Laxton State in my mouth because I have an L with it. So it's technically not so technically I'm not talking about the team that you think I'm talking about. That's how I look at it. So I'm protecting myself because people were judging me when I was using the proper name. So now I'm using the informal name that I created so I can say it as much as I want. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say Laxton State. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad at me for saying it however many times I want to say it, because technically I don't have your school's name in my mouth. So looks like I win. That's just my personal thing.
Okay, that's a dormitory lawyer's answer, and that's a good answer. So I'm going to still stick with you. I just wanted to make that suggestion.
No problem.
And keep going and doing what you're doing.
No problem. No, appreciate the call, Coach Stewart.
All righty.
All right. So I'm going to take 3 more callers. Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
Hey, you there, Scotty?
Yeah, I am. Man, what you jamming in the background? What are we doing?
No, I'm listening to your podcast, man. I just want to say that this J Love calling from Jackson.
Talk to me.
Jackson State is the champs. We the champs. We the creme de la creme of SWAC football. Everything that happens in SWAC football got to go through us. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, we ain't got to go out of conference and play nobody. And Scotty, you a football guy.
Yep.
You should have been able to peep this. Coach Prime, Coach Sweat has given SWAC football teams 10 opportunities to knock us off our throne. He's giving them 10 opportunities, and in the meanwhile, we're going to get our money. He's giving them 10 out. Who going to come through and knock? If they want us to come play some out of some PWI from FCS play, let them go do it. They ain't won no SWAC championship yet. We the champs. Let them go out there and play that FCS PWI, and when they bring their butt right back to SWAC, we're going to knock their heads off. We ain't got to prove nothing to nobody, because everything got to come through us. And then on top of that, man, we just got a brand new offensive coordinator. We know when we'll be ready. We know when we'll be ready to jump out there and play somebody, Sam Houston or North Dakota State. We'll know when we be ready. We just got a brand new offensive coordinator. But until then, like Coach said, it's about domination. We're going to dominate the SWAC, and we're going to put every team in the SWAC in their place. And after this interview, Scotty, y'all better pray that we don't go undefeated. I'm going to light your show up. I'm going to talk
that's what it's for.
Much
hey,
as they got for. On your show.
That's what it's for.
I'm going to light your show up, Scotty. Go ahead.
I love it. I love it. Let me ask you. I love it. Hey, listen, that's what it's for, though. Like if you run the table again, I can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you lose, now listen. If you lose in the Celebration Bowl again, don't complain when I come back at you. Now, that's all I'm saying.
Now, see, I'm gonna say this now. I didn't get a chance to say this.
Go ahead.
Y'all not giving Buddy Pugh enough credit, man. That dude had an entire month of game plan for us. He came out and struck on every weakness that we had that entire game. But Buddy Pugh been coaching longer than I've been alive.
Hold on. So you're telling me, I just want to be very clear. So you're telling me that you couldn't plan for South Carolina State in a week?
No, that's not what I'm saying. We only had 2 weeks. Remember, we played in the SWAC championship.
I know.
Remember, we knocked people. Yeah, we knocked Fairview head off.
Okay.
Just a week or two before.
Okay.
Buddy Pugh had an entire month. Y'all ain't giving him his credit. That dude is a good coach. Always have been. He's been doing this. Buddy Pugh been coach for 40 years. But everybody want to overlook that. Coach Prime, in his first year, goes all the way to the Black National Championship and got beat by a coach who been coached for 40 years and had a month to prepare for him.
Hold on.
Man, come on.
Hold on.
Jackson State is the creme de la creme.
Hold on.
We are the creme de la creme. Go ahead.
Time out. Hold on. Let's I want to rein you in because like if you're just a novice listening to the channel, what you're saying sounds really good. It sounds really good. But if you're a football guy like me, what you're saying makes no sense. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense. Because if you plan for me for a month and I have 2 weeks to plan for you, right? That means at some point in time, adjustments of what you think I'm going to do should be made, right? Or based off what teams have done. Wait. Let me finish. You're absolutely right. Okay. But let me finish. So you see what happens with FAMU. You've seen what works and doesn't work because they have had losses, correct? So, and explain to me, and this is super facts. You were dominating that game all the way up until 5 minutes left in the second quarter. So miss me with that. They didn't cross the 50.
Oh no! So you're not gonna call it. You're not gonna call out what happened.
I was watching.
You're not gonna call out that ticky-tack offensive play call that they had going on. That's how we lost the game.
No, sir. I'm getting listen.
Oh no!
Listen, I was at the Celebration Bowl. I saw it from beginning to the end. I went to halftime and I talked to BJ Jones. I said to BJ, "Yo, I don't know what's going on with South Carolina State, but they look like they shouldn't even be on the field with these boys." That's real talk. In the first half, there's no reason that score should not have been 21-7. None whatsoever. You were that dominant.
No offense.
No
offense. We didn't have no offensive play calling.
Is that Buddy Pugh's problem? Is that Buddy Pugh's problem or your problem? It's not Buddy Pugh's problem because you said
no. Buddy Pugh capitalized off of it.
Okay,
he seen it.
Okay, then.
So he changed his whole defensive scheme after the second half.
So that's called coaching. So your coaches didn't do that. So how are you telling me
exactly?
So how are you telling me that it's all on Buddy Pugh when your team dominated the first half? You didn't capitalize.
I'm not saying it's all on Buddy Pugh.
Nothing to do with Buddy Pugh. But go ahead.
What I'm saying is give Buddy Pugh more credit. Jackson State didn't lose that game. Buddy Pugh won it. Buddy Pugh had a month to prepare for us, and he came out and he exposed our weaknesses. He knew we didn't have no running game. He knew that we didn't have no offensive line. He knew that our play calling was suspect at times. Everybody knew that. A third grade a high school football coach could call that out. It didn't take a rocket science to see that. Buddy Pugh exposed us on that. But that's not what I don't want to talk about the Black National Championship. I'm talking about the SWAC. We set the standard in the SWAC, Scotty. You know that. Everybody got to come through us.
What standard?
Everybody,
is that?
If they want to do something in the SWAC, they got 10 opportunities this year to do it. And God be, Lord, somebody better be there. We better not go undefeated in SWAC.
You know what I will say?
Light your TV show up.
You know what I will. But see, this is the thing though. I like that mindset of you saying that Prime is giving them 10 opportunities. That's pretty dope. I do like that. That's a pretty cool observation. I like how you did that. My thing is this. The same way you feel it now, the same way you felt after the SWAC championship, you can't talk to me because at the end of the day, you might lose the Celebration Bowl. So you can have all this swagger.
North Carolina called lightning in the bottle. They had a month to prepare for us. Everybody knows that happened. All the downs came from within the 10.
That makes no sense what you're saying. Listen, hold up. Listen to what you're saying. Let me show you how smart I am, right? Let me show you how smart I am. You said they had a month to prepare for you. You dominated the first half. He made adjustments at the second half. Second half and a month to prepare are two different things. Would you agree? Would you agree? Would you agree? Would you agree, sir? Sir, dominate. Listen, Linda. They did not cross the 50. Listen to what I'm saying. South Carolina State had like 5 or 6 drives. They did not cross the 50 in the first half. That's called domination.
Our defense ain't never been suspect. Our defense was good all year. All 3 of their touchdowns came from inside the 10 or 20-yard line.
We
gave them the ball in the red zone 3 times in a row. What you talking about defense? Our defense was good all year. Everybody knew our offense was a suspect.
You keep changing the narrative. You keep changing the narrative.
And Buddy Pugh executed on that week.
Changing the narrative. You said
I'm not changing the narrative.
You are, because you're not realizing the actual facts that you dominated the first half with an offensive team. Can't cross the 50. That's called domination. All right. They go into half.
Always been good, Scotty.
They go to half, right? They make the adjustments to offensively move the ball. They do that. That's called coaching. Why didn't your coaches?
Didn't move them. Did you watch the game? You just said you was there, but I don't think you watched the game, Scotty. They scored 3 touchdowns in the red zone. We gave them one time through.
Listen, man. Listen, bro. Listen. Let me tell you how much football I know compared to what you know. Let me show you this, right? Because any other time, and you can contest to this, any other team in the SWAC that got the ball during goal line, how many times did they score touchdowns? 9 times out of 10, they were always 3 points. 3 points is normally what Jackson State will give up if they get a turnover in the red zone or if a team has a short field. That's the normally. So you have to give credit to a team that scored touchdowns every single time they got in your red zone. You have to give a team credit for that.
Exactly.
That's called moving the ball.
Thank you for proving my point.
That's called
moving the ball. Thank you for giving Buddy Pugh his flowers. Thank you for giving Buddy Pugh his flowers. Yes, he did. He did something on us that no other team did. That's the only thing I'm saying, Scotty. But until then, we the SWAC championships. And everybody, we set the standard. You look up to us. Everybody else that's on this channel look up to Jackson State. Ain't nobody getting views like Jackson State. Everybody coming through Jackson State. So we ain't got to play nobody. And guess what? When we get to the Black National Championship next year, we're going to cross that bridge when we get there. But I feel sorry for anybody that got to play us, Scotty. I'm going to let you go. I got to run.
All right. Listen, this is my thing, guys. This is my thing. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to end it on that one.
Goodbye.
Right? So this is my thing. This is my point, right? You can't say, this is what you can't say. First of all, the schedule is trash. I'm going back to the point of the matter, the schedule is trash. You cannot say that a team had a month to prepare for you. And they couldn't cross the 50 in the first half. I'm going to say it again. And I hope every Laxton State fan out here, first of all, like the stream. All right, like the stream. All right, like the stream, like the freaking stream. All right. I hope every Laxton State fan clears their ears out and opens them up as big as they possibly can. You cannot say, I'm going to say it again. You cannot say that a team had a month to prepare for you and they did not cross the 50 in the first half. That's called domination. All right? Domination. All right? They go in at halftime. You come back. They score on every single red zone attempt that they've had in the game. That's called capitalizing on your opportunity. They still had to move the ball to score in the red zone. And any time that Laxton State usually had teams in the red zone or in goal line situations, they didn't score very many touchdowns. They were usually field goals or turnover on downs, i.e. Southern at the end of the half. So my point is this. You can't keep saying to me, oh my God, Buddy Pugh. Shut up. Don't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Turnovers are part of the game. So miss me with that. Turnovers are part of the game. You got turnovers before. Sacks, fumbles, all that crap is part of the game. All right? Do better. Do better. Oh, man. Take your loss. Take your loss and move your happy asses on. Damn. Jeez Louise. All right, anyway, till next, listen, appreciate you guys. If anybody wants to text me offline to talk to me or hit me up, this is my number. If you're a member, okay? If you're a member, let me take this down. If you're a member, please text this number and give me your birthday, all right? Please text this number and hit me with your birthday if you're a member, all right? Anybody else, if you want to hit me on that 9, I'll text back. We can have a whole conversation. I'm with the shit. All right. So text that number if you want to. And if you got to argue with me, I'm with you. All right. Text that number if you're feeling froggy. If you're feeling froggy, text that number. All right. Also tonight, me, Kofi Afterglow show, probably it's damn near going to be a part 2 of this. All right, we're going to go to the Afterglow. And if you didn't get to call in now, you can probably call in at the Afterglow show. It's either going to be at 7:30 or 8 tonight. All right, I definitely want to watch the UAPB and Laxton State women's basketball game. So I'm going to have a watch party for that. So be on the lookout for that. The game's at 5:30. That is UAPB versus Laxton State watch party on the channel. All right, the women's. I don't care nothing about the men's. Laxton State men suck. All right, so doing women's basketball. All right, so we got that. What else? If you want to become a member to the channel, please become a member. Make sure you subscribe before you leave. All right, and also for anybody on here, all right, if you have an issue with anything that I do, if you have an issue with anything I said or did today, please listen to this. Business owner. All right, I want you to listen to this. If you have a problem. All right, if you have a problem with anything I've said or done today, all right, I want you to take this home with you and keep it with you at any point, all right? Because I don't give a damn.
If you don't like what I say or do, pretty please for your sake and mine, unfollow me.
If you don't like what I'm saying, if you think I'm a hater,
unfollow me. If I make you feel some type of way, unfollow me. If low key you're just here to hate, unfollow me. Don't be in my comments, write no essay, unfollow me. Not tomorrow, gon' do it today. Unfollow me.
Grab a Laxton State fan right now. If they want to hate, let them hate. You don't gotta watch the show. I never hate. If you don't like what you see,
don't swipe, just follow. Don't like me, just before you leave my pain. Don't come back this way. Don't like what I need to. What the hell is you? Don't care what you've been through. Don't mean to offend you. Just unfollow me.
Unfollow me. It's that easy. All right. Until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.